don't try to test. Got shoppers on the side of me, right in the left. Cause we do it so swift, we do it so sick, and we ain't gonna stop. We got DFCRadio.com.
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, dig.
Talking about the Htgs show. Knowing someone better than your show. Everybody knowing this whole show. Yeah. Talking about the Htgs show. What is? Welcome, Heavy T's Grow Show right here on DFZ Radio. Wednesday night at just past 6 o'clock. We usually start a little late, but tonight we had a prelude, right? Well, what was that? It was a preface. It was the Hydroponic Chef's Farm to Table.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of guests on, was smoking the ganga in studio. His guests left, and all the ganga left. No more ganga in studio. Oh, well. Maybe we could twist one up. Jiggity Jerome is over there organizing his gadgets. What kind of gadgets do you have there now? You have some type of plugged in, what is this?
What?
Motherfucking microphone. That's what it's called. Speak into it.
What? I got a bunch of bomb weed here.
All right, nice talking with you. Anyways, at the end of this table as grow expert tonight, it's the one and only Hydro Chef himself, Devin.
I cook things. And I know things.
Okay. Well, let's get down with it. It's the phone number is 562-653-0707. A couple interviews for you tonight. We have the peeps from CWCB Expo that's happening in Los Angeles, and we're going to tell you how to save some money on those tickets to get in. We also have the peeps from Hawthorne and Mother Earth. They're going to be talking a little bit about their Mother Earth soils, but also about their Grow Guru. Puts more control in your hands, the grower's hands, and, grow better with more control. Don't you think, Devin?
Control it.
Man, you guys are on fire.
You guys are fascinating.
Yes. Unbelievably fascinating. You ready to tell me what that little thing plugged in is over there?
I'm pretty sure Jerome's thing over there looks like it grinds up tree and sends it to another dimension. What the fuck are you rolling up over there?
Nothing. I'm gonna smoke a blunt to the dome in memory of some Beezy named Easy.
All right then. He's memories down memory lane over there. Maybe he will give us a hit. But we also have Mike from Arizona starting it off with Grow Talk tonight. Right to the phone lines. Mike, what's going on?
Yo, what up?
Another Wednesday. No dollars.
I feel that.
You dig?
So, check it out. I went and got some soil, and I have one tent going. I started another one. It's going to be just for autoflowers. So I germinated the seeds and put them right in the soil, stuck them in the tent, and I noticed all these little flies, coming alive out of the soil.
Oh, those are weed flies, man. Those are good flies.
Bullshit.
And anyone to tell you that, is bullshit.
It's probably fungus gnats, but what's your question?
I put some DE all over the top of the soil.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Yeah, so if they are fungus gnats, they have two separate lives, really. They have a life below the soil line when they're larvae, and then they become adults and they fly around. So the diatomaceous earth that you put down will, if they cross it, will lacerate their body and most likely kill them. It will also deter them from going back into the soil. But if there's openings at the bottom of your pot, if it's not completely covered, they're still going to get out. So what you need to do is use a kill-on contact for the larva. You can use BT like Bacillus thuringiensis, the same active ingredient that is in caterpillar killer. Water it through your grow medium to kill the larva, and then use a fogger or the fly traps, the yellow sticky traps to catch the adults. And then the diatomaceous earth will be a preventative measure. It's not going to do much to cure the problem, I don't think. I've tried diatomaceous earth for all different types of reasons, for fleas in my backyard before, for different insects, and it's more of a preventative. It doesn't necessarily cure much.
And not only that, I think it's, it's going to take a specific insect that's going to, as they say, grind up and slice up on its way out of that. If you need to get rid of that, anything growing in the medium, you're going to need to hit it in several different types of treatments, and that would be some true integrated pest management. So those products he mentioned are great. You can also get some Azamax, and just a healthier environment and knowing where you're getting your soil from too, because a lot of these soils sometimes might not be kept in the safest places. That's an easy way to get cross-contamination. So do a little due diligence too when you're buying your soil.
Let me ask you this, Devin, because there was some news about azadirachtin out in the grow world that it was one of the things responsible for, what did they call it? Hyperstenosis? Cannabis hyperstenosis?
Yeah, just another false claim brought up against big corporations.
Fake news, bro?
Yeah, but no, at the end
CNN
of the day,
spreading it.
At the end of the day, there's been no founded evidence or proof that's been able to link that syndrome to the use of azadactrin. So that right there alone needs to be studied more. And I think that relying on a product that's derived from an organic source, it always sounds good, but you always have to do your due diligence and do the testing. And this product has been under strict research and development. It was gone through a lot of strict regulations before it was brought out. This is a product that's been pyrosis tested and made sure that it was safe. Usually, there's always a state that will be extremely critical of pest control products. And if there's anything off at all, they're able to take that product off the market. Now, sometimes that product could contain something that's harmful to people. Sometimes that product can contain something that's naturally occurring in fertilizers. But at the end of the day, sometimes there can also be a cross-contamination in the testing machine. So whenever something like that happens, you got to do your due diligence and, challenge the test results and make sure that clean machines are always used, and that if you're going to bring a product to the market and Jerome's using his shake weight over here.
You building a house over there, dog?
If you're bringing a product to the market, you want to make sure that it is tested and it can pass all those tests, and that's what you get from products that are brought to you from General Hydroponics, as the Azamax.
Okay, well that clears that up. What about? Hey, can you not bang on the table while I'm doing a show, please? If you want to go bang on something, go bang on your wiener in the bathroom.
Oh, did you see that one in there? A little banger in there.
We put a picture up of your grow off plant, so you could just every time you go in there, you could get erect.
Oh,
squirt.
Squirt. So integrated pest management, brother, that's going to solve your problems. And there's a different, like Tyler always says, there's 1,000 different ways to skin a cat, man. But just make sure you're doing your due diligence on your pest control products.
And let me ask you this: you rep soil companies too. Are fungus gnats coming in the soil, or is that because listen,
they're worse than coming in the soil. They're breeding in the soil, but it's not something that comes from the manufacturers like that. Some soils, unfortunately, are not cared for and stored in proper environments, and when you get a product delivered, you don't know what can happen in transit too. So a lot of variable goes into your soil. So when you are sourcing your soil, you need to depend on somebody that's using a reliable source. They're sourcing the ingredients with not only thinking of preventative maintenance when it comes to the potential bugs, but are thinking long term, because that's what it goes into making a great soil brand. You can't just put a bunch of organic inputs into a bag and hope that the bugs aren't going to eat it. There needs to be buffers for that too, and most soils do include that. And
do soil companies spray the bags down with any type of pesticide to keep bugs from coming into it if it's stored improperly?
Now, I couldn't say that I've ever seen that practice used, but I do know that organic insect sprays have been added to industrial soils, but
Insecticides.
definitely not our brand. So.
All right, so Mike, you're already in there. Take those precautions. They are one of the most common insects in most of our grows, and they're easy to deal with. And then from then on, you want to use preventative measures. I always water in predatory nematodes as part of my IPM, my integrated pest management, to keep any type of insects below the soil line at bay. And that will basically keep fungus gnats away out of there. Even if you see one or two adults, if they try to reproduce, they go down to the soil. The nematodes, little worms, go and murk the shit out of them. They're ferocious up there. So do that.
right, cool.
One thing you do not want to do is try to take it out of the soil that it's already established in and replant it or change out the soil. They're already on the roots and around the plant, so you need to treat the soil they're in.
All right, cool. Well, they're autoflowers, so I really don't want to have to replant them, honestly. But so I don't have to worry about the DE on the soil when I water it. I can just water it in.
No, you're not going to have to worry about it. You don't want it really caking. You want it to be dry most of the time. If it stays wet, it's more like a cake than it is a sand. You want it to be like a sand where it's dry and it lacerates the soft tissue, the soft bodies of small insects.
Just crunches them up.
Crunch, crunch. Bang,
All
bang.
right, cool. And then, so if I just planted these plants, if I have fungus gnats, should I worry about the roots? Should I use some Hydrozyme or something?
Yeah, you could use some root stimulant. Hydrozyme isn't necessarily a root stimulant, but if there's damaged root, it will help break it down, turn it into sugar for the plant to use. Could stimulate some new root growth, but a root stimulant wouldn't be a bad idea as well.
All right, cool.
And I just want to remind you, man, do your due diligence. Check your soils company, man.
And,
check out Mother Earth and Vermicrop.
Jerome, you talk about enzymes a lot on the show. Enzymes being part of an integrated pest management, will they affect the larvae?
Now, no, not at all. Now, most enzymes are going to be growth promoting, and then you're going to have a lot that are classified as digestive enzymes, and those are going to break down the cellulase that the plant produces to feed its own beneficial biology inside the root area. So, if you're looking for a good enzyme, me personally, I would probably choose something that has cellulase in it. A good product that's very inexpensive is the Snoop Nutrients Hyzyme. Has 1% cellulase. Another product that contains that would be like the Canazyme, basically. But at even a 5-liter cost, you're looking at a 20, 30, 40% savings depending on where you're shopping, going with the Snoop brand, and it has the same percentage.
Because I've seen in probiotic and organic growing forums, they talk about using enzymes as a spray for everything from mites to fungus gnats and different types. But I mean, I've used enzymes in most of my grows, and fungus gnats come around usually from overwatering if you didn't bring it in. But I was wondering if you had any input. But there you go. So use an enzyme for the growth promoter and a little bit of a root promoter, but take care of them with a 2-prong attack. Kill them in the soil and kill them above the soil line.
Cool.
Mike, I'm going to send you some gear, brother. How about some Mission Fertilizer, the entire line from Mission Fertilizer? Ooh-wee. It's all organic. It's easy to use. You put it in the bucket. Thanks, dude. You water your plants, even if they're autoflowers. It's all good, Mike. No one's perfect.
Nematodes are the best way to beat those fungus gnats.
Yeah, and I love them. The thing is, though, is people don't see them working. You know what I mean? So you don't get fungus gnats because you watered in nematodes as prevention, but you don't see it. You don't necessarily see it working. You're
Well,
just
even
like,
a product like Azamax, it's not a contact kill, so you can't expect bugs to just die immediately.
yeah.
Hey, T, don't hate. I got my photo periods, too.
Okay, then. Then I'm going to send you some smart pots, too, to put those
Yeah.
in. All right, Mike, stay
Hell
up,
yeah,
man.
thank you.
I appreciate you calling in. To all your friends, call into Heavy T's Grow Show, 562-653-0707. All right, y'all. I got to turn on the AC because I'm sweating my huevos rancheros off. We're coming up with Nick and Christine from CWBC. Is that right? CWCB Expo. Hey, I'm new at this. Heavy T's Grow Show. DFZRadio.com. Your mom.
Chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high. Smoking all the time. Rolling all the time. Chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high. split smoker, don't need no bowler. So roll my doja, I can first show ya. Big stage older, Christmas cola. Sticky as the growers, we gon' cheat more up. We gon' see more bud, pockets on forest. Yeah, they cheer for us, cause we got more of what they want in store plus. If I can't fly, I'ma puff till I soar up. Good day for 'em. The way I run these trees, you can say I run forest. Yeah, I run for it, run toward it. Haters can't ignore it. All the ladies love it, it's so euphoric. They so blatantly adore. Bumping all the cuts as we cruising to the night. Like they come from DJ quick, cause it's going down tonight. Just slide another split so I can hit it while I ride. And shorty looking swift, I'ma hit it while I drive. We so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high.
Fire up another split. Take a hit, show life I'm fucking with. And I'd be lying if I said my life is perfect. I'm hurting inside enough for me to catch a bird. Lungs turning black smoke till my chest is burning. Can't hold back, I'm high till the morning. We brew money, it's the only thing that levels me. You can call it remedy, but never gets the best of me. Twist to get it lifted while I'm shipping to the bitches. Got me feeling like the riches, I'm on it, so get with it. Flipping on that killer soul, smoking with a privilege. Take it high, then the gift is so don't mind if I'm tripping. Gotta keep my hustle up, so I smoke the top shelf. If your lungs ain't strong enough, smoke with somebody else. I need that good, burning like wood should. I good wood, burning like good wood should. So high, can't touch the ground. Look at me, I'm Superman. I wanna go up, light the blunt, light it up and have so much fun. So high, can't touch the ground. Look at me, I'm Superman. I wanna go up, light the blunt, light it up and have so much fun.
We so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high. DFCRadio.com.
Have you ever been interested in gardening with dry fertilizers? Well, you're not the only one, and let me tell you about Vermicrop Organics and their line of organic dry fertilizers. Healthy plants with a simple 4-step process. Step 1. Just measure out a half teaspoon per gallon of soil or 2 cups per 12 square feet of soil surface area. Step 2. Apply evenly to the soil surface. Step 3. Blend into the top layer of soil to avoid caking. Step 4. Water thoroughly. And that's it, simple as that. Great for vegetables, fruits, flowers, potted plants, trees, shrubs, annuals, and perennials. It's Vermicrop Organics VermiVeg 744. Along with the VermiBloom and PK Boost, you will have a complete line of organic nutrients and a garden that will thank you with a great harvest. Looking for an even simpler way? Then check out the Vermiol 666. This game-changing mix is formulated for all stages of growth in the fast-paced garden of champion vegetable and flower growers. And check out the VermiBat Guano Fertilizer and the VermiBlood Blood Meal Fertilizer for feeding oversized, nitrogen-hungry plants. Learn more at vermicrop.com. That's vermicrop.com.
Dilly Heavy Tea Grow Show. But dilly.
You are listening to the Heavy Tea Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to talk to Heavy Tea, Horty Chris, or Dr. Duffman. Killing it.
Dr. Duffman here. Wanted to talk to you about what I wish I had in my garden. And that, my friends, is a Nanolux double-ended fixture, which is leading the industry as I speak in double-ended technology. I will no longer need 10 150-watt lights to cover my 5x5 area. With just one double-ended fixture from Nanolux, I can cover that area. Also, no more need for that pesky Richter timer of mine that goes off at all kinds of random hours. With Nanolux's fixture, it comes NCCS ready, meaning I can control it on my computer. So if you're like me and your lighting situation sucks, Then upgrade to Nanolux's double-ended fixtures today, and don't be a Duff man. For more information on Nanolux, check them out at nanoluxtech.com. That's NANOLUXTECH.com.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bring in the Riser Blast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9.
Okay, men. It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rhizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits used in Rhizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement in your plant vigor and fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rhizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
Yo, Kelly, pass me that blunt, you feel me? Mm-hmm.
DFCRadio.com. You weak hustlers just make me laugh, and I ain't fucking with it if it don't make me cash. All I do is stack money. I'm a grown-ass man. This a West Coast addiction. Team on the map, bring the heat on the track, bring the fire in the booth. I'm tired of these motherfuckers lying to you. It's for the real ass hustlers who clocking that dough like Urban G. Bo, who just got home. Get your paper, 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 get your paper. I hustle hard, 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 I hustle hard. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. I hustle harder, I got to get it. Ain't no waiting around for somebody to give it. I stand on my own too, the grind I live it. The 9 to 5 can't provide the digits. My vision's exquisite, like the stones that I wear. Got gold around my neck, got diamonds on my ear. All the whips that I own, sitting on chrome. Candy painted bike that's sitting on gold. Get your paper, 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 get your paper. I hustle hard, 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 I hustle hard. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money.
I tell you, this is the life.
Ever since we started working here at Sanctuary Soil, I couldn't be happier. It's nice to work at a place where they treat you like the artist that you are.
Tell me about it. So many places just throw you in the dirt, feed you junk, and drip water on your head.
Yeah, sounds more like torture than a job.
And how do they expect you to do great things when they don't give you the right tools? I can't do it if you treat me like garbage.
I hear ya. You give me the highest quality organic materials like woody biomass and grasses, put me in a healthy, clean environment, and I can practically poop gold.
Not to mention alfalfa meal, arborist material. They even bathe us in a healthy biological tea full of enzymes and other good stuff. You know, I get a little choked up just thinking about how all those customers are gonna benefit from the hard work we put into providing them with the best products available.
I just wish more companies were like Sanctuary Soil. It's nice to work with people who care about their customers and care about the environment.
Yeah, this is the life. Hey, I'm pretty full. Think it's about time to go make some magic, if you know what I mean.
Well, a worm's work is never done.
See you in a few.
You got anything to read? This could take a while.
Sanctuary Soil's Buckaroo brand premium worm casting, the all-in-one soil amendment that's safe for the environment, children, and pets. For more information and to see a list of current retailers, visit our site at sanctuarysoil.com.
DFCRadio.com.
Yo, what is? Welcome back. Sorry about that. We're getting a couple things worked out here on the new and improved Heavy T's Grow Show.
I can't.
Where you can't get your headset on?
No, I'm in the middle of the last part of rolling this.
He's
Hold
busy.
on.
He's busy.
It's hard. with the one hand.
Priorities, bro. Priorities.
That's a tightly rolled backwood there. Very tight.
Backwoods always come first.
With the glass tip.
Backwood blunts because they're the most expensive. They
Drum
take too long to roll.
Did you notice Drum's kind of in a pissy mood tonight? I don't know what his deal is. I think
I've had a great week.
I mean, like,
he's on cloud nine.
Duff wasn't here, and then he ended up becoming Duff. Now Horty's not here, and he's gonna be Horty. I mean, piss and vinegar. Someone's got to be full of it.
No, I'm not.
Might as well
I'm
be
having
you.
A great day. I'm having a great week.
Good.
Fucking
He's staying higher than motherfucking most.
about to be running
the joint.
about 5-6 fucking Costco's full of weed. Basically.
What? You could probably afford someone to roll a legit blunt for you instead of that piece of shit.
Better than working at Costco.
That's true. Costco's a legit job, though, all you Costco workers.
Yeah.
Hey, just
Start growing your own, too. Hey, we're actually going to talk to a caller, so you just roll your thing up, Drum. And when you want to join us, put your headset on.
Keep rolling your eyes.
All right? It's okay, buddy.
little heavy.
Listen up.
It's okay, buddy. Oh, he's got it on.
Jesus.
He's participant.
Jerome is entering the conversation.
Can I get you some corn nuts or something to eat right in the mic?
I don't know, man. You can grow your
Dinner
plant.
on the radio with Jerome. Oh, that'll be your show, fool.
There you go. Yeah. What is it? It will be White Castle and potato chips. Plain potato chips.
Damn.
No pickles, no mayonnaise, no sauce of any kind.
Let's do a show called Mail Me Food.
Dude, I'll challenge both of y'all to a cook-up. Don't fuck with me.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God! Now
man.
he can cook better than me, and he can grow better than me. How the fuck am I gonna get by?
I'm down to do a blind taste test against one-on-one with you. No
Hey,
problem.
the little movie you made on your social media, you know what's good. Did you do?
Shout
is
out
that,
to iMovie.
Is that all on your phone? Is it?
Yeah, dude. The little theatrical trailers. You just
Best
add
master
and-
grower in the world.
Hey, in the year 2018,
Hey, if anybody's else got the balls to
a
step
plant,
up,
a
go ahead.
grower, a nutrient, a 3 1/4 pound plant. Dun dun dun! You know what's good? The sequel.
Hey, I came close to sweeping all categories, except they did go ahead and move up our turn-in date 12 to 14 days ahead of schedule.
Yes.
Which was
They
unplanned.
didn't even
all
send
growers.
everyone a submission kit either.
So I sent
Wait,
in
are
some
you saying that the grow off isn't legitimate?
Oh, I think he inadvertently did say that.
Did you just?
I'm
say
just saying,
that
look.
Samantha and Jacob aren't running
Hey,
a sound
even with the
organization.
yield
They are, they're
and
great
all that
people.
shit,
That's
yeah,
fucked up, Jerome.
Hey, I'm just saying the
I'm
potency
just
and terpenes would have been on point. It swept all categories. You give me the full 12 more days there.
Well, we'll see, because you're going to defend your title, allegedly,
Oh yeah, no.
if possible.
Allegedly.
If possible.
Are you putting your other belt up for grabs?
But
do
you
you
know what
think,
they
dude?
say.
Hey,
if you water other people's
you know what they
plants
say?
and they say you're yours, you're basically Bobby Boucher.
Nah, dude, it's out
Fucking
with the
water
old and
boy.
with the new, dog. Trust me,
All
I'll
right.
be working with a whole new crew
All
that's
right.
10 times what everything
Well,
else what used to be.
That's good, and I'm glad that you're in a sound place in your mind and in your personal life and in your business life. You still can't roll a blunt with shit.
I'm not sharing this shit with you.
No one wants to smoke a nasty ass backwood here. If I look around, the only person that might be dark enough to do Saint. There's probably a little
whatever.
Holy
Roseanne
shit,
Barr.
I can't be a part of
Are you
this.
pulling a Roseanne Barr out the comments?
This is getting ugly, guys.
Let's go to the phone lines and talk with Gonzo though. Gonzo's got some spider mites. What's up? What's growing on, Gonzo?
What's up, fellas? How's everything?
You know, another day, another headache.
I feel it. Yeah, struggles with the backwoods too. That's funny.
Dry backwoods.
I was just wondering if you guys got any like information about just like the life cycle of spider mites.
You want to take
Or
this,
like,
Jiggity? Help him out with the life cycle.
Are you? What's your question in particular? You want to know the life cycle of a spider mite without a plant, when it's feeding on a plant, when you're treating it?
Because I'm spraying my plants. I've been spraying them every 3 days. They're in the first week of flowering now, and I've been spraying them since day one.
With what?
Say again?
With what? What are you spraying them with?
I'm spraying them with Big Time, and I'm spraying them with plant therapy.
I've never heard of Big Time. You got to fulfill that for me.
It's
Big
like
Time
a
Exterminator.
Yeah.
What is it?
Big Time Yeah, it was said Big Time Exterminator.
What's the active ingredient in it?
Let me see. I'm chilling in a hammock right now.
Oh, he's just bragging.
I got it.
Oh my god.
You're chilling in a hammock, just letting the mites take over.
He's got a hammock in his room.
Don't worry, Big Time will handle it.
Jerome's plants are actually so big that he hangs his hammock in
don't
between
come on.
his plants.
The fucking lights don't come on until 8.
All right.
Oh, then he'd be calling later asking us
So I'm just chilling. Let's see.
You need to get him a nano.
Take your time.
Big
Take
Time
your time.
Exterminator. The
Isn't it an herbal? I think it's an herbal
citric
mix.
acid,
Citric acid.
potassium, sorbate,
All right.
yeast enzymes, and some filtered water.
Ooh, the enzymes are killing them. Told you.
I think it's that filtered water.
So the citric acid, that will have some effect. It will also buffer the pH of the plant, so it will fight off mildew. It can also kill mildew. Big Time Exterminator, I think, is designed to work both on mildew and bugs. The rest of it is for a mite infestation. It may work for deterring the mites, but once they're in there, I'm not too into an all-organic remedy of using essential oils, citric acids, these type of things, enzymes to try and fight off those little bastards. Once they get in there and they're going, you gotta go hard on them, and you gotta go real hard. You gotta have a kill on contact, even if it's something that dehydrates the bug, like a isopropyl alcohol. You need to have something that kills them on contact.
There's a couple of good products out there, and you asked about their life cycle. There's really only 2 life cycles. It's egg and it's mite. So you got to kill them while they're active, and that's when they're basically adults after they've hatched and grown up. And you've got to get something like the Exile from General Hydroponics, which will dry out the eggs. It's a insect killing soap. It's the only insect killing soap that's dual registered as a fungicide too. So while you're killing those mites, you're also preventing powdery mildew from growing on your plant.
Yep. Jerome, keeping mites, I know that you gave them in your IPM. You give a very healthy regimen that keeps your plants nice and clean. So you grow the best medicine or recreational ganja that you can grow, right? The best cannabis. For someone that already has a mite infestation, maybe you give them some insight on how to take care of it. I mean, if you're in veg, I'm still okay with using perithrin in veg. I wouldn't use it on a flowering plant for a kill on contact, but maybe a simple IPM regimen, how to kill them, get himself on track, an IPM regimen that's affordable for him.
I would probably go with a product like plant therapy and spray it at about 30 milliliters per gallon. Do that about one week, about every other day for 3 treatments. Once you do that treatment, also keep in mind you want to spray the tables, trays, floors, walls, wherever you can that's not going to be hazardous to the electrical. After that, personally, I like to use the Marone products. They're organic. You could use them in conjunction with a lot of the organics you'd use, like predatory mites, ladybugs, and other insects that you're going to use in your garden without affecting them. So once you get into controlling, and one thing is when you're using the isopropyl alcohol, a lot of that is really effective against the eggs themselves. It's not necessarily just about killing the mites, but also being able to penetrate the eggs and drying them out so that this way they're not able to hatch. Now, the Grandivo and Venerate, you can literally mix both of those with each other with Regalia. If you didn't have any problems, I like to use a concoction of 10 milliliters to about 20 milliliters of each of them all together. Use it about once every 7 to 10 days. You want to make sure that you're using the proper respiratory gear. You're covering your face, your gloves, arms, whatever it may need to be. I like the Tyvek suits personally. This way you're not saturating it in through your skin. But typically, I have very little problems using an IPM about once every 7 to 10 days with those products. If I was having an issue, I'd probably use them about at 30 mils per gallon, alternating between the Grandivo and Venerate every other day. And you could use that for at least a week or two with having little to no side effects to your plants, even up to about week 4 or 5 of flower. I wouldn't recommend doing heavy doses of it, especially if you've developed a lot of pistils on the plants, because this way you're more at risk of washing off a lot of that resin. Some of the hairs may turn a little bit of a color, but they'll usually bounce back. But trying to control it early is proper. You could always dunk your plant when you're doing your transplants. So this way, right from the very start, you already know you've already tried to cover all that tissue so that this way there's no part that could be still affected.
Okay. And anytime that you're working with an infestation, just a simple tip is dim down your lights and cool the temperature down a little bit. Cool it down, 5 to 10 degrees. That will slow down the reproduction rate of the mites. And by doing that, you could kind of get ahead of the problem. You don't want to do it for very long, especially if you're in flower, because less energy on the plant is going to be less output by the plant. So, while you're treating it, trying to get it under control, 2 or 3 days, you want to cool down the your grow area.
That's cool.
Okay, slow them down. Anything to add over there, Devon?
Just slow and low, like head from a midget. That's all I would add.
Okay.
If you're going to order predatory bugs...
Thank you, Saint. Thank you, Saint.
They do like
copyright.
A triple blend. You can get the Californicus, the Swirsky mites as well. A lot of them will work for also broad or russet mites. So it's always good to add those to your garden, especially if you think you don't have any problems. It's always it's like an insurance policy at that point.
Okay.
All right, my man. And you said you're in soil or you're in hydro?
Say again?
Are you in soil or hydroponics?
I'm doing hydro and they're in cocoa.
Okay. Cocoa?
Yeah.
We got some Cocoa Tech A and B to send this dude, Devin?
Oh, Cocoa A, B? I'm in love with the cocoa. Let's make it happen, Captain.
Let's send the Cocoa Tech A and B base nutrient designed specifically for cocoa, and some Rapid Start from GH and some Azamax as well. And to get your CO2 on your plants or keep your CO2 levels up, I'm going to send you some Green Pad Originals. Hang them up, squirt them, let the CO2 rain down all over your plantas. They're going to love it. And for everyone that says go buy a CO2 tank and seal up your room and just release all of the CO2 while the lights are off, that will kill the mites. That's going to cost you $15 in a CO2 refill that went to waste.
That's
Okay,
true.
don't do
I
that.
remember those NOS tanks back in high school.
Yeah, that's some stupid shit. But anyway, Gonzo, thanks, man. Stay up. Heavy Teeth Go Show, you dig? 562-653-0707. Are you really just going to smoke that thing to your head? Can't you share, bro? Oh, I don't want that anyways. What's in that? Is that punch? That one was punch, wasn't it?
Like you said, T, you're not dark enough, right?
Hey.
Whoa! He went there, bro.
Yeah, I'll bring it up,
He
Roseanne.
went so Hebrew with it.
You like the male version of Roseanne tonight.
Holy
I don't
fucking
even know
John
what that
Goodman.
means. I don't know what that means.
Jerome is on a good one tonight. I'm sorry. Hey, Ty, that was a good one. Hold on, let me check. Yep. Ty, hey, Saint, are we good? You can't roast Ty on his own show.
I know, dog.
This is the motherfucking Heavy T show, not the Jerome talk shit belligerent for an hour show.
This guy's ego is so big, we're going to start calling him Jiggity Potato Head.
Holy fucking... We're on DFD radio.
You did lose. You stopped drinking and you did lose some weight. I mean, your belly's smaller, so before it looked like a potato with two chopsticks coming out the bottom, but now you kind of look like more proportionate. You're looking good, my friend.
A lot of driving.
A lot of driving, yes, sir. All right, another break. We're coming back with Ryan from Mother Earth and Grow Guru. Also, if you want to get your CWCB Expo tickets in LA for cheap, enter the promo code DFZ20. That's DFZ20 when checking out at CWCBExpo.com. We're going to be right back. More Grow Talk, more Jiggly, more Devin, more
This
Heavy
is Bomb
Tea.
right here from Ames Horticulture.
At bomb.com.
I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Caviar got me scorched. Why you niggas smoking Newport shorts? And you wonder why your bankroll short. Probably cause your ass never left the porch. I be grinding and making moves, you know the business. Pound the block, pushing work till it's finished. Serial killers need no fucking eyewitness. Extra clip, shit, I'm on my blade.
Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like this.
Seen the light. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to me. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Tapes confused with wearing capes, you fools. Still breaking the rules, roll moving, you lose. Handyman with the tool, I had to rock his body. I came to body like Lottie Dottie, and I don't wanna hurt nobody. I'ma break it down with the get down, watch it go down, hold it down with the 4 pound. Now you know now, it's about to go down.
Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like
Seen
this.
the light. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to me.
My weaknesses and my strengths. But everybody know my strengths definitely outweigh my weaknesses. As long as that, I'm a human being, like everybody else. And if I meet somebody perfect, then they can train me. And they can help me be perfect. But ain't nobody out there perfect. So we'll all just get along with it.
They say Machiavelli's resurrected. I can feel his presence, but the coldest thing, Machiavelli never left us. Who the fuck he think he is? Talking about Machiavelli never left us. Who the fuck is it? I'm an outlaw thug, like hustling to the death of me. Brutalist, alien, I'm mom lost, baby. Worth to getting money, knowledge, and I fucking lead. Think it's in a ghost if you stood right in front of me. Tupac eternally, Wilder's on his own shit. Think like new money, and you can pass it, show me. Worldwide masterpiece, hustle on this fucking street. On that dead fed crime, so they still tapping me. $1 million smile, girls say I'm sexy. Bachelor in arts, got it in psychology. Player, you ain't fly as me, still can't see me. Stand on oxygen, when you can't even do the
Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city.
Sorry, Horty. Game over.
Hey, Dr. Duff, are you signing up for another one of those internet dating sites after your divorce?
Nah, I'm just ordering these freaking douchebags from China here. Just gonna be saving a lot of money on it. About $1 a bag.
Did you say douchebags?
Yeah, they're pots. They're fabric pots. They're, made in China. They save $1 a bag from all the other.
Oh, it sounds like an imitation smart pot or something.
Yeah, save $1, but, I'm pretty sure these douchebags are gonna work.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine who used those same douchebags. He bought them direct from China. It killed his whole garden.
Bro, what? So, I'm better off spending that extra $1 on a smart pot?
I'd get a smart pot.
Don't be a Duff man. Make sure to buy the original patented Smart Pot. Check them out at smartpots.com.
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
Hey, man, started early, huh? Hey guys, it's Heavy T. As a longtime cultivator in both small and large gardens, both indoor and in greenhouses, I know the number one factor for being successful is to maintain an ideal environment and optimize my airflow. That is why I use and recommend Fantech controllers and EC fans. As the original inventors of the inline fan way back in 1974, Fantech uses the highest quality German motors and has revolutionary impeller technology. The EC fan creates the most efficient and powerful airstream of any fan in its class. And with the new Aeolus controller, maintaining the ideal environment has never been more simple. The Aeolus, with a variety of modes, allows me to control my exhaust and intake fans along with my dampeners from one easy to set up and use interface. And with the two expandable channels, I can maintain temperature set points in two separate spaces. So whether you're a hobbyist in your garage or a commercial greenhouse grower, it's simple. Use what the pros use. Use the Fantech EC fan and Aeolus controller. And if you're a retailer, contact Rambridge, Savant Plant Tech, or Garden Rebels Distribution and order yours today. Fan and controller sold separately.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Hey, I'm in the zone. Dude, I'm in the zone.
Coming to grips with measuring pH is a fundamental part of ensuring a successful crop. Of course, having the right nutrient mix is important, but without a slightly acidic pH level, plants won't receive optimal benefits from the nutrients supplied. Blue Lab has a range of pH measurement tools available to help both the commercial and small-scale growers. These include the Blue Lab Guardian Monitor, the Blue Lab Combo Meter, the Blue Lab pH Meter, the Blue Lab pH Pen, and the Blue Lab Soil pH Meter. For more information, visit us online at getbluelab.com.
DFCRadio.com. Yeah, girl, work that body. Yeah, girl, work that body. Yeah, girl, swerve that body. Don't hurt nobody. Got them thick legs, got them full lips. Little miss, show 'em what you working with. You a bad chick, a real bad chick. The way you throw it out and bring it back quick.
Dog.
I like the way you do it. Like the
You
way
gotta
move
fucking
it. Pop it back,
olive
drop it fast,
fucking
like
Don't say that
hold
shit
her.
on the air, please.
She make it clap.
We're already on the air.
Don't get mad. She make it dance.
Like what, you making martinis with that, dog?
God damn it.
This fool got a $500 ninja sword dabber on his hat. Can you believe that shit?
Right.
I'm gonna get jacked.
Can you believe that shit?
Someone's just gonna walk up and steal my hat at the next fucking trade show.
They're not gonna jack you for your hat. They're gonna jack you for your transit van. That, by the way,
I'm driving a Gavita Sprinter van. You better check yourself.
by the way, smells very organic-y. What are you hauling around in your van?
Bro, I have fertilizer galore in there. Sometimes I go home, I wake up in the middle of the night, and I still think I smell seabird guano.
Yeah, there was something that I knew right away. I was like, there's some Death Guard in here, huh? I spilled the whole bottle.
It's a little musky. It's one thing, though. If you spill Biomarine in your car from General Organics, you're going to have to sell it.
Oh, man.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Sea squid in your car is a bad look.
Yep. I actually, that one dude in my F-250, what did he spill? It might have been Biomarine.
Or Dark Energy, that's another one.
The whole fucking bottle on the seat.
Yeah.
Watched it go. Then brought Windex out on the leather to clean it up. When I was just like, soap and water, dude.
My worst horror story I heard was my boys driving home from
Is it
a
the one
hydro
from
store.
last year in Vegas?
No, the homie's driving home from freaking. God damn, you're horrible for that. I don't even know what you're talking about. But he drove home, and his kids were in the back seat. They opened up his bag, a box of Biomarine, and poured that on the back seat of the car.
Oh, man.
Had to sell it.
Those kids are up for adoption now. 562-653-0707. While we're waiting for Jerome to get situated, let's welcome Ryan from Mother Earth and Hawthorne Gardening Group to the table. What's up, Ryan?
Thanks for having me in again.
Zadao, how you like me now, dog? You're up in the club. You're a grow expert. You're a product designer and tester. We talked about your Mother Earth products last time that you were on, the Groundswell and the Cocoa Peat, pretty much, right?
Right.
How are those going?
It's going well, picking up steam. People are trying it out and getting more out there every day.
Every single day. Give the guys a quick reminder, the listeners, and for the newbies, what Mother Earth and the Cocoa Peat are.
Okay, so the groundswell is
I'm sorry, the groundswell.
That's okay.
They're both branded Mother Earth.
Yeah, both Mother Earth branded. The groundswell is bark-based, Sphangum peat moss, good amount of perlite and pumice, and then it's got about a medium charge in there that really lets the grower decide what and when they want to feed. But we'll carry them through for a few weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on the size of the plant you put it in and how big the container is.
And that's kind of how I talk about it at my stores, is it's got enough in there so a newbie can use it, and your plant's going to get nutrition. It's going to grow strong as long as you water it on a consistent basis at the right time. Don't overwater it. Don't underwater it. But for the expert grower that likes either his bottled newts or his powdered newts or his amendments, whatever he does, there's a leeway that you can add more of that in there.
Yeah, absolutely. We want the grower to have control, but we want to give them a charge that can get them going. So it's not robbing nutrients or anything in the beginning. Basically there is a good amount of aeration. We kind of built it backwards when I was thinking about how to build these. We're looking at everything on the market, and a lot of things were designed a long time ago, almost in like a vacuum. So we started asking, what does a customer do today? Well, they go in, they select a soil, they select a nutrient, and they follow the regimen. And a lot of times people get themselves into trouble by over-fertilizing very quickly.
Yeah.
Favorite thing for people to do is feed their plant.
Yeah.
More is better.
Well,
the mindset of more is better.
The start of all that is people look up to a lot of people out there online, and they see these huge commercial gardens. And this is like the major league of their whole sport, of what they love to do. So it's like they see these people using it, and they're like, oh, this is what I'm going to get. But they don't understand how they're using it, how they're applying it.
The nuances that they've learned over the years of experience.
So you guys went back to the drawing board, thought about the actual end customer, and you brought a product to the market that it's a little more forgiving.
Right, but at the same time, as we kept going down the rabbit hole, we started asking, okay, what does the pro gardener want? What does the experienced gardener want? Well, he also wants that good drainage. He wants all that air to get to the roots, and he wants to control his fertilization. So we started putting two and two together, and really the newbies kind of need the same thing as the guys who are experienced want. Because with the extra aeration and drainage, you're less likely to overwater as a newbie. But at the same time, you want that extra air capacity to catalyze growth as an experienced gardener.
The roots need oxygen.
Yeah.
So the product is simple enough to be used by a beginner grower, but it's got the optimum inputs from the organic
so like I just said that.
air.
It's really weird.
What is it called?
The groundswell. What is what is the ideal range of aeration? Because I see different recipes. I will use something like Big City Hydro, like I'm a cocoa guy. It has a substantial amount of aeration because the roots need air. I want to water more frequently because it's a hydroponic method. And I get that with more perlite. For you, when you're creating a soil, first off, how much perlite do you put in, and how do you come to the determination of what the right amount is?
Groundswell is a little over 40%.
That's a lot for a soil, isn't it?
It's really not. It depends on the other. Sorry, I'm popping my piece. It depends on the other ingredients too, and what kind of aeration capacity they have, how much water they hold. So it's really relative to the whole mix. You can't just look at a fraction of it and say, oh, this is what you need for every mix. Because when you start adding cocoa in, it already has a high air capacity. So they all work in synergy together. So you have to look at it holistically.
I get that part of it too. looking at different recipes, doing your research, you said I looked at things on the market. Did you look at some of the home growers like the Subcool TGA recipes, these type of things? Have you seen them, for one? Have you seen those out there before? The super soil mixes that are on the forums that a lot of people swear by, and maybe some insight of what they're lacking or what those guys probably aren't thinking about when they're building their soil.
We didn't clue in on those. I'm familiar with super soils. I'm familiar with the idea, living soils, and they're great as far as if you know what you want or you're looking for simplicity. But if you want to be in the driver's seat, then you're giving something up by going with letting somebody else plan your nutrition plan for you. Plus, you've got so many different strains out there. You've got equatorial strains that just grow and grow and grow. You've got northern strains that might not want as much nitrogen. You can't account for that in a super soil. So you're kind of just going in the middle of the road. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're new and you just want to water and you're just looking to learn and you don't have a lot of experience, then maybe that's where you do need to start. We're not shooting for a soil like that right now. Maybe someday in the future we might look at something like that. So we didn't take a lot of stock into those types of medias at the moment.
Hawthorne is a big group. You guys rep a lot of products, make a lot of products. Is this product specifically designed pretty much for the cannabis grower in California?
Well, we design products for all kinds of crops. We do take into account what people are doing and where they're going to buy their products. Right. So it's definitely something that's out there on our mind to a degree.
Is that a low-key yes?
That's a low-key yes.
This is great for your high-prized crops.
And Devin, tell me about the thing you got going on for the stores. You have some type of giveaway where you can get a truckload of stuff.
Right now you can check out the Sunlight Supply Hawthorne Instagram account, their social media account. They're giving away a free truckload. All you got to do is follow the rules, repost, take some snazzy pictures. I don't want to see pictures of bags sitting in your store. Do something wild with it. Do it for the gram, do it for the free truckload, and get hooked up.
Loyal to the soil.
Make a throne out of some groundswell, and
dare I say, throw an animal in the picture or something too. Dogs will get you a free truckload. You never know.
You never do know. Look, check this out.
A truckload of what? Just
groundswell and or was it cocoa peat or is it a mix?
It's a mix, 50-50. Maybe make some clothes out of the bags. Who knows?
Get real crafty. It's almost Halloween, guys. Come on.
There you go.
I've got a caller that's been waiting a second to talk to the grow expert, so let's get him on before we talk about the grow guru. Leo and Hemet, what's growing on?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm turning your show off right now so I can hear you.
Cool.
He's on it.
I got into this, back into this industry. I was 9 years sober. I'm a disabled veteran. After 9 years of the meds and all that, I started having kidney stones real bad. And then so I pretty much gave away the sobriety for medication. Well, I used it as medication in my head, and really I just partied with it, got back into drinking. Now I'm over a year sober from drinking again and properly using my medication. Nice. And in doing that, I've met a lot of different people and a lot of different groups that want to be responsible with what they do in this industry. And one of them is Weed for Warriors, Southern California Coalition, Veterans, SoCal Vets Coalition, the Ladies Veterans groups. So I want to really deal with the veterans, and because I'm a veteran myself, and the laws have changed about giving away compassion services. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is I want to start growing myself and start helping other veterans and other people who might not be able to afford or can grow their own. Okay. Only problem is I don't know how to grow. So like I do everything, I start from the very bottom and go up. And I was wondering if you guys have any advice, any recommendations for the beginner grower like me? Who can I contact for these kind of things?
Let's go around the table. And you contacted us, so you started at the right spot because This is what we do. Right? We're going to go around and we're all going to give you some advice for the starter. First off, when you're setting up your grow, you want to have a good idea of the dimensions. Where is it going to be? Can you add climate-controlled fans or potentially an air conditioner? I see you're out in the desert in California, so you're probably going to be running air conditioners for most of the year.
Well, I'm on an acre of property, and I
wanna do it
have
outside.
what's called a Keter structure, which is a step between a permanent steel building and a canopy structure.
Great.
And what I want to try to do is permit that for a greenhouse.
Okay. Well, and of course, follow all your local laws and stuff because we're not attorneys, so we can't tell you what's
of course.
legal or not. But so if you're going inside, you think about your environment, and same with the outside. Where you're at is probably one of the best places to grow cannabis in California. The high deserts of Southern California are great for cannabis growing. They stay relatively cool, even though people think of the desert because most of them are at elevation. So you're looking at staying even during the summer between like 85 and 95 degrees, right? It's not like Corona where it's all flat and 120 degrees on fire all the time, right, Devin?
Hammock gets on fire, but I believe with the right structure cover and venting, I could keep it down.
Okay, so any time you're setting up your grow, in your mind's eye, you want to have a legitimate plan and an execution plan on how to create the ideal environment. Ideal environments for cannabis, 75 to 80 degrees, 50% relative humidity. If you're outside or in a greenhouse, you don't have as much control unless you spend buku bucks. To climate control a greenhouse properly, it's going to cost a lot of money. It includes wet walls, it includes sealing the greenhouse properly, air movement, all of these things that it's going to be really, really expensive. So the execution of it and setting up the environment correctly is paramount whenever I start a new grow. And that's my piece of advice. How about for you?
Well, first of all, thank you for your service, man. I think it's cool that you want to give back and grow some and help people that can benefit from it. If you're gonna go indoors, and as a beginner, first things first. Don't believe everything you hear from everyone. Try to keep it simple. Environment, genetics, and nutrient recipes. That's going to be your thing. Water, temperature up in the desert, always something you want to be crucial about. One of the number one questions we always get on here is, why are my plants doing this? And a lot of it has to come down to temperature or environmental control. So
you're laying in a hammock instead of taking care of your mites.
Yeah, and then and on that too is pest preventative too. So preventative maintenance. Don't wait till you get something to treat it, and that's talking about bugs and powdery mildew and pathogens. And then you were talking about the greenhouse and converting an area over. You said you've never grown before, correct?
No.
So maybe just to get some experience, you go down to your local shop and just get a bag of soil. You can have your 6 plants. You can experiment. I'm going to tell you, kill some plants, because killing those plants is going to help you learn more than, I don't know, Jerome being successful. So I'm just telling you,
kill your plants,
just learn something. It gives you an opportunity to have some success, have some failures, and learn from them. That's what it's about. So start simple, and then you'll be ready to move it up to that greenhouse. Because when you got that confidence down from growing a plant, it's baby steps.
Add it on to go get some pots and some dirt. Get the right pot too. Get some fabric pots like the Smart Pot. They're going to be a little bit more expensive, but they're going to aerate your grow, or it's going to allow air to pass to your grow medium, and air prune the roots, and you don't need such a large pot to get the same amount of growth. Ryan, do you have something to add on getting them started?
Yeah, these guys are giving you great advice, and these are all things you need to learn about and be concerned about. I'll take a little different spin on it and learn to think backwards. And what I mean by that is you need to think about what your goals are, because if you don't know what your goals are, you don't know how you're going to get there. So people ask me all the time, hey, what's the best way to grow? What's the best grow system? What's the best grow media? So a lot of that has to do with what your goals are. Do you want to grow organic? Do you want to, something that's basically easier? You're probably going to need to start with simple things like they were saying because you're a newbie. So there's nothing wrong with that, but you really got to start thinking about what you're trying to do. I mean, what your goals are going to start with how big this greenhouse is. I agree with Devin. Maybe you need to step back and maybe grow a closet first. But you really need to think about where you're going, what you want to achieve, and that will help you lay out your plan.
Okay. No, I've been hearing, and I talked to people who use a water bath system where their stuff's in buckets and water cycles through it all the time, and they don't even use soil.
That is going to be a more advanced system that for a beginner where you're at, Leo, and if you're trying to ball on a budget, go with soil to start with. Okay, that's a deep water culture system, and you need to keep the water at a very specific temperature, which in your area is going to involve expensive and energy-consuming chillers. Okay, and there's a lot more that can go sideways, a lot more that can go wrong, and basically a DWC as well. If you're trying to grow organic, you can't go organic in most hydroponic systems, not a DWC either. Jerome had some advice for you, though.
Well, the thing is if you're a beginning grower, keep it simple, obviously, but also, think about why you're doing this. And typically the people out there that are growing for themselves is because they want to have clean medicine. They want to have a good quality medicine.
That's exactly what I want to do, and I want to do it for the veterans because a lot of veterans are having to go and get. It's just been so bad in the dispensaries now with people not flushing their plants, and so I want to make sure that the veterans, at least the veterans, they fought, and we have our rights because of them.
I agree.
Me included. I didn't fight and go to the wars like some of these other veterans did, but. Still, it's just really sad to see all this compaction. The laws have changed, and so I want to just do my part,
I agree.
And you are, and thanks for supporting guys like Weed for Warriors, too. Those guys are great.
They are. And so is SoCal Veterans Coalition, so is the Lady Veterans groups in the Inland Empire. They're all outstanding groups, so...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, they're all people you care about. For me, my sister, was battling cancer forever, and the UCLA hospital gave her a prescription for medical marijuana without her even asking for it. And she's not the type of person that would just smoke. She did in her younger days, but she was raising a family. She had a whole new focus in life, so it's nothing that she would have ever accepted to even try.
She wasn't the chimney you turned out to be?
Well, probably when she was younger, but the thing is like, she had a hard time accepting to try it, even at the beginning stages, where I think that it would have been beneficial for her to try it. I ended up losing her.
To some degree, she was just like me. When I had to decide to give up my total sobriety because of these kidney stones, that was a huge conflict. That was a complete change of life I had to look at and face. So I could completely imagine she was in the same situation where she had to say, okay, if I do this, my whole life's going to change. And how is it going to change?
Exactly. And the thing is we were never at a point in regulation where people were so strict on testing to find out what they're putting into their cannabis. And for me,
even now with regulation, what's the number? It's like 20% of all cannabis fails testing now.
Well, people are doing so
in the
many
regulated
preventative
market.
measures, and for me, less is more. No matter whether it's the nutrients as a beginner, because you can always correct underfeeding than overfeeding. Yep. But when you're creating a clean environment, you're taking all the caution and steps along that way. You're wearing different clothes into your grow room. You may be changing. You're doing things that people may think are OCD.
You're not bringing your dog into your grow room.
No, not at all. And if you were petting your dog...
I completely understand that because I've been also looking into pollination, the collecting males for the pollen. And you're doing biohazard work. You got to have that biohazard mindset where you got to stay that clean.
And your dog runs around your property, goes through the bushes, insects get... in their fur, whatever. They come into your beautiful greenhouse with a bunch of lively plants that are healthy, and it's like you just brought a bunch of bugs into the best buffet they could ever think of.
And that's why we have IPM. If we had a perfect environment and a perfect world, we wouldn't have to do all these extra steps, in my opinion, would make the medicine even better quality. Anything you have to do other than to just grow the plant is extra steps added that I don't think are variables that you want to add if you're trying to create the best medicine. But there is a lot of products. You just have to make sure you do your research. Make sure that things that you're applying to your plant are going to have negative or side effects to people that are going to be ingesting this. What they're finding is a lot of the chemicals that we're using in agricultural use, where you're consuming the foods through your digestive tract, is a lot different from the chemical reaction you have when you go ahead and light or vaporize the product at that
you heat
point.
it up, you change it chemically.
Absolutely. And the more research, we're going to find out, obviously, hopefully, the truth behind all this. But for me, less is more. I truly believe that this is a plant, however you want to look at it. Nobody just created it out of thin air. It was here for a purpose, and obviously it does good. So if we can create that plant is perfect and manipulate it in an environment where you don't need any type of IPM, that would be ideal, obviously. But it's never going to happen in this type of world, honestly.
So let me recap for you real quick, Leo. Environment is everything. Creating the right environment, getting the right supplies, starting off with baby steps before you start running. Get the hydroponic grow methods out of your head. You stay away from those to start with. You may want to try some as you really understand what the plant needs, and you go through a couple growth cycles, because I'll tell you, the green thumb is a myth, all right? But dirty hands are the reality. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to get the experience under your belt.
I've landscaped for years, so this is going to actually be fun.
Okay, it actually is fun. I mean, I
landscaped as a kid, but it was a chore.
And
right?
Last but not least, Leo, is get everything right, and then choose a strain that's forgiving. Some type of basically stay away from the OGs. The OGs are a little bit more difficult to grow and read, and if you don't do it right and coincide your program specifically when the plant needs what it needs, you're just going to grow a bunch of larf.
So I shouldn't just throw out my Fruity Pebbles and Black Dahlia seeds right away.
No,
Look, you can do anything you put your mind to. Don't let anybody hold you down. If you're going to put all your effort and you're actually going to put a lot of effort into researching things, and if you have questions, don't be one of those people that are afraid to ask somebody. And
every Wednesday we're here, you call
like,
back.
oh, I don't want to bug them. No, that's what we're here for. And the thing is unless we tell people how to do this, people are going to keep creating bad medicine. Your friend's going to show up with a joint, he doesn't know what's in it, and you're going to smoke it to not be rude, but you just hurt yourself. So that's what
poison.
It is.
It really is. You're sitting there thinking you're medicating, but you're just poisoning yourself. So
you got to put it on some unchemo. Let me get my medicine. Saint. Leo, we got other callers and a guest that we have to talk to.
Can I hook him
up? All right, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to keep listening to you. Tonight's the first night I heard you, so I thought I'd call in. You guys are great. I followed you on Instant Ham and booked you in my phone.
Hey, go ahead.
I'm going to give him a magical butter machine and thank him for
You give him a magical butter machine?
Yeah.
What the heck?
I want a magical butter machine.
I don't even get a magical butter nothing.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, we want you to use that. You're going to make some
taking that off
tinctures.
the
I know you're going to heal some people with that, so we're hooking you up with
Since
that.
he's not paying us, can we just get magical butter machines for free?
Much, man. I'm definitely going to do everything I can.
Hell yeah,
I have
buddy.
a woman moving in here in February. She's dying post-dual mastectomy breast cancer. I want to help her out.
Attaboy.
It's just time to be a good steward.
Well
That's good on you. I'm also going to send you some food to feed your plants so you grow that clean medicine. I'm going to send you the entire Mission Fertilizer line. Check out missionfertilizer.com. It's all organic. It's easy to use. No PHE necessary. And some smart pots also. Thanks so much, Leo. You're doing the good work.
Thank you. You might hear more from me. I love you guys.
All right. Smoke weed every day. 562-653-0707. Before we take a break to pay these bills, we've got a soil question for Ryan. Blizzy.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Hey, Heavy T.
Heavy T here.
Oh, hey, what's the difference in soil? Like, there's a lot of them, but well, does that even matter? Like that. Different soils.
Man.
I like him. I'm glad he called.
You got 2.5 hours, Ryan. Can you answer it in that time?
There's a lot of difference in soils. I mean, some are charged up. We were talking about basically soils that are made to only water because they've got so much nutrient in them. You've got soils, or you get into gray area of soilless mixes where that's got no charge. You've got peat moss, peat perlite, that's acidic and hydrophobic. You've got cocos that soak up water. and have a different cation exchange than even something like peat moss. You've got blends of all that, barks. It's all over the place, really. So that's why you got to kind of do your research, and again, start with your goals. Know what you want to do. Know what you're looking for. Know what kind of fertilizer you're using, because all that is going to depend on what you might choose. So, I mean, we could get really down into the weeds and the nitty gritty, but I mean, that's the overview, and that sounds what you kind of need right now.
Does it have like a really great impact of like what type of soil you use, or in the mixtures, or like in particular?
Absolutely, because some soils are going to hold a lot more water, which might be advantageous for some people. But if you're newer, then you're going to probably overwater that. At least historically, that tells us the people that come into the stores, and so it's all over the place. It's kind of goes back to that, what's the best thing? Well, we've got to think about what your goals are. I sound like a broken record, but it's really what it comes down to.
Well, and people want you to, and hey, man, Blizz, you got a lot going on in the background. I'm going to send you a swag pack. Stay tuned so you could hear the rest of the answer, okay? But it's almost like people want to be alleviated of the responsibility of their own grow. They want you to make a decision for them.
But that's the opposite of what you want.
Yes, and this is what, when people come into the shop,
or what you need,
or they're like, this and this is happening, and it's because I use this particular bottle of sugars or molasses or something. And I'm like, no, man, whatever. Well, this guy told me to do this. What should I do? First thing I would do is what I usually tell them is I would take responsibility for my own grow. Okay, take responsibility for yourself of what you're putting in there. Every grow is different. There are elements that the grow guy at the shop or us in the studio don't know. I mean, I've gone on consultations and thought I had it nailed down of what was going on, and walk into a situation like, wait, you didn't tell me that it was 500 degrees in here, right? That's why your plants are melting. Easy
is that
fix.
Bad?
Yeah. But for the most part, people want to be told a sales pitch, and I don't always feel comfortable being a salesman. I own shops to sell stuff, but if someone's trying to ball on a budget, I don't go to the most expensive bottle of monosaccharic acid and say, this is what you need, and I only have this $350 bottle. I try to get them walking and going in the right direction so they understand what's up. And for the growers out there, that's what I would say to them is take responsibility for your own grow. There's technology now that's available that we're going to get down to with the SureTest Grow Guru that's going to help you be more responsible. It's going to keep you in contact with your garden consistently, constantly, and correctly. We're going to talk about that when we come back. More with Ryan from Hawthorne Gardening Group. I'm Heavy T. These are the guys. It's DFC Radio. You dig?
On the track, bringing that heat again, baby. Shout out to my nephew Snoop for showing so much love to an old cat, baby. Thank you, Neff. Also 98 to the beat for the love and support. Look out, LA, I'll be back, baby. I don't smoke to get high, I smoke to survive. Let me take my medicine. I smoke it every day cause it keeps me alive. Let me take my medicine. It's a gift from my father and it heals my body. Let me take my medicine. So what if I get loaded? I ain't hurting nobody. God didn't make a drug, that shit is insane. He gave us a seed, you called it a weed. If a rich man sell it, he can settle for life. If a poor man sell it, he ain't seeing the light. Whoever made a crime should really do time. The only thing it does is just relaxes my mind. It's way better than your pills and your booze, cause all that shit does is just give us the blues. I don't smoke to get high, I smoke to survive. Let me take my medicine. I smoke it every day cause it keeps me alive. Let me take my medicine. It's a gift from my father and it heals my body. Let me take my medicine. So what if I get loaded? I ain't hurting nobody. It's not for the young and not everyone. But if you never tried it, then stop denying it. Open your mind and give it a try. You might even learn to love to fly. Yeah, look out. Snoop called me out on Instagram just so we could go and Let me take my man. I'm living in LA, and guess what I do all day? Yeah, and when you went to the store and you forgot what you went for, did you happen to just... Yeah, so what if they stole my coat? Who gives a shit? I know what I'm gonna do. Let me take my man. Shit happens, baby, so what? Step over the shit, let's go and... Yeah, that's what we do. Keep on moving, no matter what happened. Let's just take it to the get high spot, baby. That's the best place you could be. Everybody, let me take my man. Share love, share marijuana with everybody. Let's go get. Let me take my man.
DFZRadio.com.
DFZRadio.com.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
You're gonna go get the green pad, see? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go get it right now. Go on down to your local hydro shop. Tell them Shunny sent you. That's right, Shunny with the green pad. More CO2 in your garden. More carbon, more weight, see? You need to get that weight up to pay me back, see, Shunny? Go get the green pad Junior. Put it in your cloning dome, see? You're gonna get some more roots faster. Cut days off your cloning time. More harvest year round. That's right, see? Activated by humidity. 35 to 50%, so make sure that's right, okay? Go to your local hydro shop, see? That's right. Go there now. More root, more fruit, more fruit, more root. That's right. Yeah. Meow. Meow.
Hey, bro, your garden's looking sweet, man. What are you using?
Yeah, man, I'm using a premium cocoa nutrient, Cocoa Tech A and B, man. It's an aggressive formula for increased yield during the flowering phase.
Wow, so this is made specially for cocoa?
You better believe it, man. It comes with easy-to-use 2-part formula. Formulated for aggressive growth and superior blooms. Whoa, bro. Yeah, man. Tell 'em, Bob.
This aggressive formula contains proprietary blends of calcium to ensure your plants thrive. Backed by years of research, Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Nutrients are specifically designed to support and enhance your cocoa core growing experience. Use Cocoa Tech Premium Nutrients with Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Core for optimum results.
Yeah, man.
Don't you put that evil on me!
Are you ready to start cloning but don't know where to start? HDI has you covered, the only propagation-focused company. HDI was founded in 1997 and is the master distributor of Clonex throughout North America, like the Clonex rooting gel, which has been on the market since 1988. EPA registered and approved for use on food crops and cannabis. It's the only rooting gel approved by the Washington and Colorado Department of Agriculture for propagating cannabis plants. Used by thousands of plant nurseries, commercial growers, scientists, and greenhouse growers with billions of clones successfully rooted. That's Clonex rooting gel. But healthy clones start with healthy mothers. And with Mother Plant from HDI, you are fulfilling the nutritional needs of mother plants without excess nitrates, supporting strong, vibrant clones. And now you're ready for some Clonex Mist, a ready-to-use foliar spray for mother plants, cuttings, and rooting clones. Pop your clones into Root Riot plant starter cubes, and they are safe for use in hydroponic systems and are a proprietary blend of micronutrients that is certified food safe. And don't forget to add the mycorrhiza with Clonex Root Maximizer, a mycorrhizae fungi, beneficial bacteria, and trichoderma that increases the surface area of your plant's roots, allowing the plants to access more nutrients and water. And don't forget to feed with Clonex Clone Solution, formulated for rooted clones and seedlings, a special blend of minerals and vitamins that encourage rapid root development. So no matter what your propagation needs are, remember HDI has you covered. Check them out at hydrodynamicsintl.com. That's hydrodynamicsintl.com. The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, dick.
Hey man, your garden smells amazing this year. What are you doing different?
Haven't you heard? We've been using the Turpinator.
Did you say Turpinator like terpenes?
Yes, exactly. Turpinator is designed to increase your plant's terpenes, which are responsible for everything from how your plants smell to how much flavorful oils they produce. Basically, Turpinator is the one-stop shop for an overall quality increase for your fruits and flowers.
That's awesome. You know, I can tell the Turpinator has not only increased the oils in all your herbs and flowers, but it looks like it's going to increase your dry weight as well. And dude, don't even get me started on those crystals. They look like mini icebergs.
Well, you better hurry up and get on board. It's flowering season right now. And since Turpinator is made right here in Sonoma County, you can literally find it in any hydro store in town. Boost your plant's oils and bring out flavors that will drive your friends wild. Turpinator. Sticky is an understatement.
That was awesome.
Dilly Heavy Tea Grow Show. But dilly.
Jaw dropping, looking strange and deranged. I'd advise them lames to remain in their lane. I'm all about my change, even though I'm paid, I never change. I diddy bob on a bad bitch, beast in it, I go savage. Haters stay on that mad shit, cause ain't there bitch in here average. Riding out on that boulevard, turn your neck and I'll pull your broad. Act tough and I'll pull your card, and that's just how the game go. Ain't got no time for no lame hoes and no silly niggas. Hub City nigga, and I'm riding around with these bad hoes, and I'm starting to feel like Diddy nigga. Stunning shades on, I'm in my zone, my bitch a Diddy nigga. More hoes on my phone, hoes in my home, that's on my city nigga.
Riding through the city, bad bitch with me, stunning shades on, feeling like I'm Diddy. Riding through the city, bad bitch with me, stunning shades on, feeling like I'm Diddy. I be riding through my city, riding through the 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 city.
Hey, hopping at that all black thing on them things. Haters jaw dropping, looking strange and deranged. I'd advise them lames to remain in their lane. So get up out our way, this 100 entertainment. Dollars over everything, blow cash. Crew coming through, you got no cash. Looking like them niggas that I see before. Low cash, whoa, that's too deep for 'em. Slow it down, Beezy baby. I'm just keeping it street for 'em. They knowin' now that Beezy Brazy ain't got no time for no lame hoes or no silly nigga. Hub City nigga, I'm riding around with these bad hoes and I'm starting to feel like Diddy nigga. Stunning shades on, I'm in my zone, my bitch a Diddy nigga. More hoes on my phone, hoes in my home, that's on my biddy nigga.
Riding through the city, bad bitch with me, stunning shades on, feeling like I'm Diddy. Riding through the city, bad bitch with me, stunning shades on, feeling like I'm Diddy. I be riding through my city, riding through the 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 city, feeling like I'm Diddy, like I'm Diddy.
You're supposed to. That's all.
What's up with it? What's up with it? Are you with it? Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go live it. What's up with it? What's up with it? Trick you with it? I just live it. I just get it. I just spit it. What's up with it? What's up with it? Bitch, I'm with it.
What's up with it? What's up with it? What's up with it? Everyone wants to know why we play such good music, and it's because we don't have the copyrights to play anything else.
Shout out to IMG.
So we got our dude, Saint Diesel, Unc Emo. Who else is on the playlist? Jiggity Jerome?
Oh, yeah. He got a single coming soon.
Yeah? Is it called Best Grower Ever?
It's called
Motherfucking best grower.
It's called Master Grower, motherfucker.
I grow school buses. Oh, shit. We're here, Heavy T's Grow Show, having a horrible light beer to wet the whistle. We got Peter Piper and his peas over here named Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
I'm trying.
Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled peppers. Oh. Peter Piper picked a patch of purple pickled peppers. Okay, I'm good. Pop, pop, pop. We talked about the Mother Earth brand, the soils. And from our last talk when you were on, we really went into detail, and we, covered the basics tonight. But what you brought in and what we're going to be talking about now, it's called Sure Test, the Grow Guru, right? And this is a sensor that you can put in your garden, and it's going to monitor basically your grow media, right? But break it down a little bit, Ryan. I'm stumbling all over your product.
Right, it's all right. It's it's a monitoring system, and so it's going to look at and help you track water content percentage, the temperature of the grow media, the salinity, and even the EC. If we just go one by one, I'll back up a little bit. In what grower is going to grow without knowing what the temperature and humidity of their environment is?
Dr. Duff. But yeah.
Any decent grower.
Yeah, but simple hygrometer, thermometer at the very least, please.
We need to know what that is so we can know what's going on, where the danger zones are. So this is basically for your media. So you can use it in soil, you can use it in rock wool, you can use it in cocoa, you can use it in sphagnum, peat moss, and perlite. And it's going to help you, tell you, and guide you on what your water content percentage is, what the temperature is, the salinity, and that's going to help you make better decisions. Everybody is looking to get more efficient. Basically, everybody's looking at their ROI harder and harder. We need to get efficient. Growers need to get efficient to basically take advantage of and get ahead of the next guy. So basically, if you have something that gives you data that helps you save water or save nutrient or save burning your plants, that's invaluable at this time and place.
And it's absolutely true. And the Grow Guru also, it syncs up with your phone, your smartphone.
Right. So it's app driven. So you get all the data on your app. There's two basic components of the Grow Guru system. One is the Grow Guru base. So that's the brains. It's basically a computer. So it basically collects data and then sends it to the cloud so you can get it on your phone.
The freaking cloud has got so much shit in it.
This doesn't actually plug into anything.
Into the mic, D.
This doesn't plug into a Wi-Fi or any home router or anything.
So there is a Wi-Fi version that's coming out. This one is cellularly driven, and you basically it just hooks up to the cellular system and sends a signal out. Not everybody has great cellular coverage, so we're moving to a Wi-Fi, but this will always be an option as well.
You got to have options out there.
Well, this is great for the rural person, too, that might not necessarily have.
As long as they can get some kind of a cellular signal, absolutely.
So let's get back to what it does. It monitors the water content, the temp, the EC, and the salinity of the soil.
Correct.
Or your grow medium.
The medium.
For the listeners, because a lot of guys are newbies out there, they're saying, man, T, Horty, Devin, Jerome, they talk about my environment's key, so I'm looking at my temperature and my humidity, just like you stated. Why do the growers need to know the water content of it? Let's go to each one. Why the water content?
Because you don't want to overwater and you don't want to underwater. So basically, you can help manage your water by knowing where it's at. To some degree, it's a reference tool because every media needs to be watered a little bit differently, but yet we've calibrated it for different medias too. But if it's, say, a cocoa 70-30 blend versus a 60-40 blend, they're going to be off a little bit. So it's still a reference tool, kind of like a pH meter or an EC meter.
It's your guidepost. It's not a crutch for you to lean on. It's a guidepost so you have more information to make the right decisions.
Right. You still have to pay attention, but it gets you real close. And once you know where your plants react, how your media reacts, you can really dial it in.
Do you have a recommendation for, because you made the soils and stuff, how dry your soil should be before you rehydrate it?
It depends on a lot of different things, but we're seeing anywhere from 10% to 20% water content. It depends on how that media holds on to water too. Right. We talked previously about the Mother Earth cocoa peat, and why I like to blend peat and cocoa together is because I feel that cocoa holds on to water a little bit too tightly, and it doesn't want to give it up, where peat basically is hydrophobic and wants to resist the water. So when you blend them together, they work synergistically to manage water better. So it's going to depend on each one of those and the calibration and what other components are in it. As we move forward, we'll dial it into more and more specific blends.
Okay.
And then it's easier to answer that question.
Right.
But I'll give you
you're
a
being
range.
candid with it, which I appreciate, and the listeners appreciate it. Temperature of your grow medium. We know our water, we don't want to be watering with hot water or freezing cold water. What is the point of knowing the temperature of the grow medium for the listeners?
Because if the temperatures are too high, the roots are going to suffer. They're not going to get as much oxygen. You have more chance of contracting root pathogens like Pythium, Phytophthora, other things. So also they've done studies, people have done studies in greenhouses that basically have tracked the root temperature and correlated it to the air temperature, and we all kind of clue in on the air temperature. But if you can control somehow the root temperature, or at least know where it's at, you can better guide it with the air temperature. And if you were to be able to control the root temperature, your air can get hotter than you normally think it could.
True. Yeah.
And they'll still grow great.
And I've said that to growers where they'll have a frost, like a late spring frost, and they'll be in greenhouses, and they're like, oh, no, what do I do? Well, you keep the root zone warm enough, the plant can pretty much have snow fall on it, and it's going to live, right? It's not going to sit on it and be buried, but if it's a cold night, you keep your root zone nice and warm. Same with keep your root zone cold. People don't realize that if you got a chiller and like a recirculating system and your water is at 68, if you have an AC failure or something like that where your temperature spikes to 110, rather than your plants melting, they're going to likely be stressed, but they're going to survive that incident.
Yeah, that's spot on.
You know, the EC, I get it. You want to know what your EC is, how it's working with any fertilizers or amendments that you're using. Again, those are just guideposts, right?
Yeah, EC is a little more complicated because, in aqueous-based hydroponics, you put your fertilizers in, you take an EC reading, and it's true. You know what it is. Now you take 2.0 EC and you water it into certain medias, and the composition of the media can mask the EC. And so EC, we have kind of a write-up in the product guide that kind of tells you what to take away from the EC, and then you can use that as another reference tool. But I really like to clue in on salinity, and I know it's not something we traditionally talk about in our industry, but honestly, it is much more pertinent and much more important to the grower to track the salinity, because that's what actually can get you into plant damage areas. So let's say your EC or your salinity gets up to 4 microsiemens. You're probably going to see burn and plant damage.
Did you say microsiemens?
That's right. Yeah, so basically,
good one.
EC and salinity kind of work backwards too. So as the media dries down, the salinity goes up because the salt content gets stronger and more concentrated. Yet EC is not quite as helpful because as it dries down, the EC goes down because it needs that water to conduct the electrical
I got
conductivity.
you. Right. So that's the masking is the how wet it is. Also, organic matter can mask it because it needs to interact with a charged particle. And not all organic matter is charged, but you may have a buildup of something.
Right, right. So something that's really consistent and doesn't have a lot of different organic things in it, rock wool, that it's easier to convert the EC number that you're seeing on your app to the number that you poured in of the solution. But salinity is more of a true number that you can look at and go, am I nearing plant damage or not? Do I need to water quicker, or do I need to lower the intensity of my nutrient solution?
For the expert grower, more information, more data, easy to assess right there on your smartphone. Awesome. For the newbie, I mean, at about $500 this thing cost me, right?
Well, the base is $500, and then each stem set is about $400, and that comes with 2 probes.
Okay.
So you only need per location one of the bases, and then you can run up to potentially 1,000 of the stems.
Oh, I bet you would like me to run 1,000 of the stems.
Ideally, what would
Ideally, how many truckloads you need, T? No, right, but for even the newbie, and just to get the base, you go spend a couple G's on your setup. I mean, you drop another $700-800 on this setup. More data, it's going to get you to where you want to be quicker. We talk about the experience, right? The experience is how you get your green thumb. That's what you do. You learn how to do it. You go through the pitfalls. You identify what's happening before it bites you in the butt next time. If you have more data off Jump Street, that's going to accelerate to where you want to be a lot faster. So, I mean, if you want to put a bunch of grows under your belt where you're just kind of half-ass looking at it and you don't really understand what's going on, that's fine. But why not do a couple grows using the right equipment, getting the data, getting the information, and become a better grower quicker?
Yep. And we've got a video available that shows you kind of what you need to do and how to make the most of it.
And that's over on Heavy T's Grow Show Facebook page, too. You can check it out, guys.
Yep. And the app will show you basically what's going on right now in the root environment, and then you can click on and see what the last 24 hours looks like. So you can see your moisture content going down, your salinity going up. If you want more data than 24 hours, you can get a subscription. So you can get weekly graphs or monthly graphs and store all this information in the cloud. It's expensive to store information. So, but besides being able to get more data and more information, you'll also be able to set alerts. So you can set a high temp alert, low temp alert, high salinity alert, low salinity alert, water content. For all of them, you can
makes sense.
Yeah, it can text you, it can give you a phone call, it can email you, but all that thing takes money and time to basically make happen. So there's a subscription involved. But if you just want to know what's happening right now, what's happened over the last 24 hours, that's invaluable data.
I agree. It's a Sure Test Grow Guru, available exclusively from Hawthorne Gardening Group. Let's go to the phone lines. We've got some guys that have some questions about different products and their plants. Glenn.
Yes.
Hey, man, you've been waiting for a second. I appreciate it. What's growing on?
Hello?
Yes, we're here. Glenn.
Yeah. I got a question, man. Every time I grow, my last 2 grows, my weed keep coming out dense, man. I mean, I keep coming out real early. I'm trying to get it to come out dense. What is I'm doing wrong?
Well, let's get down to it. Are you indoor or outdoor?
I'm indoor.
What's your temperatures?
Like 78.
Okay. And what's your time frame of when you're pulling your harvest down? How many weeks in, or how many days of bloom?
Oh, 8 weeks.
8 full weeks of bloom. What strain do you have?
It's a strain from I got from one of the Canada seed banks.
Okay. Do you have a name or an idea of a lineage?
It's called Dutch Dope.
Death Snoop?
Dutch Dope.
Dutch Dupe.
Dutch Dope. Dope. D-O-P-E.
Some Dutch dope, man.
Dutch dope.
That Holland shit.
My bad. All right. Talk about what we need to do to get our plants dense. I asked you all that stuff, and for the listeners out there, most airy flowers are a result of a couple factors, and the main one being heat. If it's too hot, your plants become airy. My man here, Glenn, is at 75, 78 degrees, he said. That's not an issue. That's not the reason why they're airy. Another reason is people don't let their plant go the necessary time to fully develop. They may have a 10-week strain and pull it at 8 weeks. Well, those last 2 weeks, the plant surely will dance up, and you'll notice like you look like you have big old flowers, but when you pull them down, they're just a bunch of fluff, a bunch of larf, right?
Right.
8 weeks is a standard time. I would try to let the plant go a little bit longer. For one, if it is a longer strain and you think it's done in 8 weeks, it's probably because you're adding your PK booster too early and you're depriving the nitrogen it needs to get those extra 2 weeks. When you start adding these high PKs that have very low nitrogen value, that will happen, and you'll get a chlorosis of the plant before it's actually done. So you go online, you talk to your buddies, the plant's yellowing out, the buds look pretty big, and you're like, dude, it's done, right? Well, it's done because the way you were feeding it, and that chlorosis isn't the best indicator of when it's done. That's why we look at the trichomes to know when it's done. The time frame. Jerome, you had something to add. You had your hand up.
Oh, no. I was just making sure in the background the joint was good.
Oh. Okay. People are smoking my joints without me?
I'd like to ask G, what kind of
Glenn,
nutrients are you working with, Glenn?
Advanced.
I didn't get to hear you.
He said advanced.
Advanced nutrients.
All right, well, we can fix that, man.
Well, here's the thing. If you're doing an 8-week strain with that particular variety or line, you want to make sure you're using the big bud, like they say, through weeks 1 and 4, and then you go to the overdrive. I've seen people flip-flop it, or they keep using one or the other. In all honesty, there's no product line that you ever need that has like 15 different bottles. So, I think their claim to fame is too many people watched the show Weeds and watched them all pour the fucking nutrients in the reservoir at once. And they made some goofy little labels that, I'll be honest, some of them look kind of cool. A dog smoking a blunt. So, it is what it is. Just don't feed into the hype. You got to realize that NPKs, no matter where they come from, they're what the plant needs, and you don't need 10, 12 different bottles to do that. So, for me personally, I use very little nutrients a lot of times, and people don't realize that. You got to look at your plants and start to learn how to read them. It's not about what the label says to add. You need to know what that product does to the plant so that this way you know how to adjust that.
Certain things that can be taken up into the plant, like certain sugars and stuff that they're taking up like water into the tissue, can add a dense effect to the plant because the sugar is in the plant. It doesn't use the sugar, but it can take it up. Certain systemic things like silica that can be taken up and used will be stored and add some weight and density. At the end of the day, though, Glenn, Dutch dope that you got might be Dutch nope. And it just might be some boof.
I would switch the nutrient line for sure. I've used every nutrient line there is to mankind at this point.
I know. I'm not trying to pile on, but I agree. So adding some sugars at the end, making sure that you emphasize potassium towards the end will help densen things up. But like I said, it could be just genetic because your environment's on point, right? And you're using the nutrient, probably using it the way that it's said according to a schedule. And everything that's said here I agree with, but I have seen some fire grown with all different types of nutrients no matter what it is. So that being said, but let's go to Ryan. He's our savant tonight, and maybe you could talk about would something like the Sure test, having that data help him get tighter buds? Is that possible?
Well, if he's mismanaging his water or mismanaging his nutrients, then it definitely could give him some insight. Did you say these were from seed?
From seed, yeah.
Yeah, so not all seed is created equal, and depending on how stable that seed is, you might get a lot of different genetic diversity out of the seed. So you might want to look into getting some clones of some established strains that perform well and know will dense up, and that'll tell you a lot. whether it's your practices or what's going on.
A couple things that I forgot to talk about too, Glenn, is CO2 infused in your garden will help your plants gain weight and densen up. And then energy. If you're growing with 125 watt compact fluorescent, you're just not going to get dense buds no matter what it is. Yeah. Okay, you could have liquid gold for your nutrients. You could have the best strain from seed or from clone. Whatever it is, you're not going to get dense nugs. So you need enough energy on those plants to really get them to grow like they're outdoors in the sun. And for me, double-ended, larger setup, minimum like 8 to 10 lights with the cross lighting. That's the way to get there. If you're in a small little medicinal grow or your legal grow, at the very least in something like that is a 3x3 area, like 9 square feet, I'm looking at 400 watts. I really wouldn't go below that if I'm looking to get dense, good medicine out of it.
Well, a lot of the people out there that are growing commercially with LEDs,
maybe a 315 CMH too.
Those are strictly because of size capacity. And a lot of those people are trying to maximize their canopy space within a given square footage because of their ceiling height. That doesn't necessarily make it better. For me, I agree, double-ended light for me has always been the go-to. I've hit some of the biggest yields, best quality. It's something that if you're out there as a commercial consultant or you're building a business, you can go to and establish numbers that are actual facts, and be able to go through and know what it's going to produce.
Yeah.
And the thing is I've related LEDs kind of to the days of black soupy wax when people were smoking. And it started to evolve, and we refine it.
That
and
shit
to this
was fire,
day,
dog.
everybody will say,
$30 a gram all day.
rosin's better, or this is better. We haven't hit, I think, still the best of. And the thing is what double-ended technology did for us wasn't necessarily just the way the bulb is shaped or the way it reflects. It's the frequency that the light's actually at. And what people don't realize, that's the same thing like televisions going, they're always 1080p. And they went from 60 to 40 hertz and beyond. And what that did is it took that pixelation weight. When you increase the frequency of the light that you're giving the plant, no matter if it's 1,000 watts, you're optimizing the amount of light that it's getting for every 1 second.
True that.
So over time, you're going to be able to maximize your yield. So we perfected that.
Well, let's do this, Jerome, because we're lecturing Glenn, but he didn't tell us what wattage he's using. Wait, what wattage light do you have, Glenn?
Oh, I got 2 little cheap bullshit Amazon lights.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So listen.
That's why.
I got one of them says supposed to be 1,000 watt, but 1,000 watt light, right? But I know it ain't.
So this is what you need to do on Amazon. They will say 1,000 watt LED. Hold on, 1,000 watt LED light. That's $150. Just the cost of a good diode. You can't get 1,000 watts worth of diodes for $150 wholesale, basically. What you want to do is you go into wherever you bought it and go to the specs, and it will show you, and it will say draw, and you'll see those draw like 105 watts. And they're claiming to replace like 1,000 watts. And not to shit all of your lights, but I'm going to shit all over your lights, Glenn. Get some real lights, man. Go get a 315 ceramic metal halide. $300, well invested. You're going to be way better off. You're going to have thicker stems, better leaf formation, and denser nugs, dude.
Okay.
All right? And then give those to one of your friends, and they can complain to you that they don't grow shit. Use them as veg lights. You can use them as veg lights or clone lights still.
Clone lights.
Okay, Glenn? Hey, man, I didn't want to make you feel bad, but that's
not the answer you want, but it's the answer you need, bro.
After all of that, guys, I think the consensus is it's probably his lights.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Glenn, I'm going to send you some liquid Karma from Botanicare and also some Turpinator to help make everything AAA once you get them under some good lights. Turpinator's compatible with any nutrient line. It brings out all the esters, all the terpenes, the resin. It helps fill in the gaps where we miss as growers by basically activating the SARS system in the plant. All right. Thanks for calling, Glenn.
Thank you, man.
Talk to my man Marcos. He's going to get you in there. Brizzle has a question about Botanicare. Maybe Devin could help us. Brizzle.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, Mr. Brizzle?
Pretty good. What's going on tonight?
Just got a question about nutrients. I run Botanicare, and I just kind of curious after I've mixed it, how long is a mix or the formula good for? I mean, is it good for an hour? Is it good for a day? Is it good for 3 days, a week?
Well,
Before I should shit can it.
Are you just leaving it in the bucket, just sitting there, or you got it recirculating, or you adding any air stones or anything?
Aerating. I got aerators that I aerate, and I just kind of leave it in there. And normally I get rid of it within a day or two, but I've heard of other formulas being not worth it. I mean, basically got to shit can it after an hour.
Good. In a drain to waste scenario, you probably get rid of that. I think if you were to let it sit, are you putting sugars in there?
I'm just running the full Botanicare line.
You using the sweet?
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I mean just because if you're not running like a super sterile
straight up water
bucket, you could seriously run into some breakouts of some pathogens. So I mean, I think anything over 2 days like that, really, you should probably be getting rid of it. And we don't just say get rid of it too. You need to get rid of it responsibly. Don't just drain it down the way. And
ideally, I make up what I'm going to use that day. Like if I'm just at my home, I'm going to use it and basically mix to my need. Okay, aerate a little bit, let it mix thoroughly, and then water. If you're leaving it around, you want to keep it agitated. Those air stones are probably good. Not too much air, though, because you'll get a pH fluctuation. Too much air is bad. Just as not enough air is bad. But you want to keep it moving so it doesn't become stagnant. And then you got to watch the temperature. If it heats up, it's going to go bad real quick. If you keep it, 65 to 68 degrees, it's probably going to be okay, but you got to keep it moving. You'll notice a smell on it gets real bad once it goes bad, and that's when you got to discard it definitely. But, I mean, on a recirculating system, some guys do weekly reservoir changes, and I'm fine with that.
And it's completely stable and it'll work in a recirculating system. But if you just got it sitting there in a tall bucket, no water chiller, no real agitation, that's where you can run into problems, especially when mixing sugars and other...
I got you. But leaving it for 24 hours or 48 hours with the aerator, that should be kosher. That should be fine, right?
That should be good. And as always, test your pH before you're feeding it again after you let it sit for 24 hours.
No, I've heard of the aeration changing the pH.
It will for sure.
To address some of the things you've heard in the past, I mean, there are different products. I mean, if you have organic products, especially if you're using those to get the beneficial auxiliary components in it, maybe like phytohormones or something like that.
Like the karma and shit.
Yeah, those can hydrolyze, like some of the goodies in there can go through hydrolysis and be rendered useless faster, especially under anaerobic conditions. I mean, aerobic too. There are some ways to get around some of the things like the sugars like Devin's talking about, but they're advanced techniques in using microbes that are beneficial. So you outcompete the bad pathogens, and or sometimes some of those microorganisms have the ability to antagonize or attack, maybe make a compound that those pathogens don't like. But a lot of times it's competitive exclusion, meaning you've got millions of your friends and they're not going to let the bad guy get a hold of that food source. But, you then really have to pay attention to oxygen and temperature, and it's an advanced technique, and it's really good to have a microscope at that point and know what you're looking at. But it can be done, but so I'm just trying to address some of the things that you've heard. They come from these left field areas.
Do you have a bunch of aquariums at home, too? Hey, you're just like prodding out on. For the home grower, I wouldn't say put any beneficials in there. It's much more advanced.
But he's hearing these things, and he wants to know why, and I'm trying to give him an answer for that. There's
any
a lot
of products that come to mind.
HydroGuard, very aggressive.
DefGuard. The amyloliquefactions bacteria.
Yeah. That's very aggressive, and you know that you have a single culture that you're going to house, so you're not guessing on which culture is becoming dominant. Having a variety and a very vast amount of microorganisms can be also very beneficial under certain circumstances and certain grow methods, and that's why we do teas and things like that. But we can go down these rabbit holes.
If we leave the certain organisms in a solution, because there's mixes of organisms, right?
Mhm.
Most of them are mixes. They're just not a monoculture,
Mhm.
or you're mixing your own.
Right.
Is it not true that some of them will just end up drowning in a water, even if you have enough oxygen, that some of them just can't live in a suspended state in water?
Yeah, you're always going to have a flux of proliferation and death as they go through their life cycle, and the more dead cells that goes in there squeezes out oxygen. The more nutrient and the higher concentration squeezes out oxygen.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a good DO meter, after a couple days, you're guessing what actually can be dissolved in that solution. Obviously, we've addressed things like temperature that can definitely have a big impact on how much water or air that water can hold. But there's so many other factors, and you get into talking about things like COD, chemical oxygen demand, and BOD, biological oxygen demand. So if you can take some of those variables out, sometimes it can be to your benefit.
Well, in your experience, what's the best way to get dissolved oxygen into your water and keep it there? Temperature to keep it there, right?
Right.
But the best way, from my experience and my understanding, your standard sandstone glued together air stones aren't the best way to get oxygen to your water. It can be used as a mixing element or whatnot, but what is the best way?
I like to employ a couple different ways. If you can't just inject pure oxygen in there, which you have to be careful with that too because you can overdo it, is by having recirculation and turning the tank over. That exposes more surface area of the liquid to the atmosphere and can help pull it in. When you're injecting oxygen, now air stones, or I like the bladders because they don't get gunked up and break and wear down your pump, but injecting air, atmospheric air, can help. But you see those bubbles and they come up and they just release out of the water. One of the major effects they're doing is that they're actually just turning the water over.
And that adds oxygen.
But I employ both methods. I think that's where you get using a DO meter, that's where I get the best
and
results.
For the listeners, that's a dissolved oxygen meter.
Sorry.
Are there a couple of inexpensive versions of that you can get, or are we looking at a good investment?
There are some more inexpensive ones on the market, but that's going to depict how sensitive or reactive that cell is, and cheap in, cheap out. Also, the cheaper ones take a long time to stabilize. And so if you get a more expensive one or a better quality one, then you get a reading that stabilizes a lot faster. It eats up the cell faster, so there's a give and take. Actually, SureTest has a multimeter out that basically does EC, pH, temperature, and it doesn't come with a DO probe, but it already has the software in it where you can buy a DO probe, and it's a high quality probe that you can select either slow read or high read, so you can depict how long that cell
You're going to have to show me that
lasts.
product or give me that product number, because I would like to have some of those in my store,
We can do
because
that.
I know just for when people listen to the show, like I told you, we grassroots this show 8 years ago out of our stores. So LA, Long Beach, we have a huge grassroots following still, and we spread across the world since then. Thank you to all the listeners for making that happen. But they're going to listen to the show, and they're going to come in and ask what they can give for a DO meter, and I'm going to be like, let me look up. Well, on Amazon, they got one for this, and I don't want to send anyone over there when they're coming in my shop. So you're going to have to send me that item number, and we'll figure it out.
All right, sounds great.
But, hey, Brizzle, a couple days, you're good. Keep turning the water over. If you're using organics in there, like if you're using the Pure Blend, mix it up real good, stir it real good right before you're going to use it again. All right, get anything that has settled up and out of there.
Just
the
keep it
air stones
agitated.
won't do it by itself.
Yeah, just keep it agitated. I mean, like just a recirculation pump.
Yep. All right. But then you risk it heating up because those are all mag driven usually.
You gotta pay attention.
Hey,
yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that goes into this growing. Who would have known? Jerome knew. He wanted to grow up.
Master.
All right.
Let's give him some karma.
Brizzle, let's send him some liquid karma along with the GH swag pack and some smart pots going out to you, Brizzle. I appreciate you, brother.
Hey,
Thank you.
Fuck
They're
the
awesome.
grow off. I got thousands of lights behind my belt, so we're good.
That's strike two, bro. You shit on the grow off twice tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't hold me to that. But I'll tell you this: I walked around at an event recently.
Get
I went
'em.
up to all these big booths. I see this Nexus booth always handing out weed to rappers and all this shit. And I walked up to him and I'm like, look, I'll buy something here if you show me something better than the weed I got in my bag right now.
Damn, you so gangster.
And put it this way, by the end of that, I didn't buy no weed, but they asked me to roll up a blunt because they wanted to try it.
No, you didn't. Did you pop your collar when you said that?
Oh, no, I'm just being real. I'm just being totally real.
It'd have
right
been a
now.
lot cooler if you did.
So I'm not calling out people, but I think
Then Ryan rolled up and
I
said,
think-
"Sit down. What's
I think
up
no matter
now?"
what cut you got, you give it to me, I'll grow it better than you. So
All right,
it is what
just
it is.
calm down with your.
In the year 2018, a master grower came from the future.
Hey, all I'm
His
saying
name
is,
was You Know What's Good.
A potato.
With a Z.
A potato escaped the French fryer.
I just feel
and he
like
went on
that.
to become
In a world of
Jiggity
master
Drone.
growers.
Hey, you could talk all you want, but at the end of the day, everybody out there needs to feel the same way
Where
about
everybody
themselves.
out there
Yes.
feels the same
I
way
agree.
about
Hey,
this.
why do
No.
you think you're here and we bestow the title of
No,
awesomeness?
no.
on
Here's
you?
the thing. Like,
Here, put this hat
you
on.
got
You can have
kids,
this hat.
right? You got kids.
You know I have fucking kids. That's why I couldn't
would
come
you
over on
ever? Would
Sunday.
you ever tell your kid to not be the best or not feel like?
Well, he's
you're
my
good
kid, so
enough
he
to
is
be
the best.
No, that's what I'm saying. Everybody needs to be that kid. Everybody needs to realize it's like nobody's any
He's really
different than
feeling
anybody
himself.
else.
Okay.
We're all human beings, but at the end of the day, if you could psych them out in the sense, because nobody's better than each other.
Jerome, I'm
It is
just
what it
glad
is.
that you stopped sucking your own dick long enough to do the show with us. Anyways, I'm
Sure,
Heavy
Tess,
T.
the guru.
We're coming back with more Grow Talk. Jiggity Jerome, we take more of your calls. Ryan's going to hang out. You're hanging out taking the calls with us, right?
I'll hang out for a little bit
A
longer.
little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Another segment.
Yep.
One more. Thanks, Ryan.
All right.
Hey, man, go check out the shirt test as the Grow Guru. Where do you go? It's HawthorneGC.com. That's
Yeah,
what's
Roseanne
up.
T.
And we also have a. Oh, you got me, dude. I still have the scale here. You want me to bring it in?
I want them to have a foot race.
Yeah, I'll win. My ankle is better now. Heavy T's gonna
the
show you,
foot
dig.
race. I remember that.
All right, go follow Jiggity Jerome at MrPotatoHead.com.
With the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang. Let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang. With the gang, pull up in that Rari, bitch. Fuck your girl, no sorry, bitch. See what it hit, and I toss her to the click. What you talking money? Yeah, we get that shit. TVS, BK, fucking up the game, bitch. We turned up, you burnt out. You a bitch, yeah, you just chasing clout. Yeah, we got that grip, you should get some money, bitch. Mac 11, AK-47, let it rip. Fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, with the gang. Fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, with the gang. Fuck with the gang and you'll end up 6 feet. If you're fucking with sick, then you're fucking with skeets. You could catch us on the streets, we always back in heat. If it wasn't for the gang, then who the fuck I'd be? My gang can't be beat, TVS, big gas, go click. If you're talking shit, man, we pull up with that sick. We quick to take your bitch, what can I say? She's the one that keeps on walking over our fucking way. But don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, with the gang. Fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, let your nuts hang. Don't fuck with the gang, with the gang.
Hey, what's up? Shout out to my man, DJ Saint, my brother.
Okay, got your ballast check, reflectors check, fans check, just about ready to get growing. The last thing you need is your bulbs.
Let me get like 12 of
Whatever's the cheapest you got.
Bro, really? You're using the best soils, best nutrients, best equipment, and you're going to use an Econo brand lamp? If you really want the best of the best, you need to go with the Ushio Hilux Grow Lamp. Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps have the highest quality and consistency in their construction, and they're engineered to give your plants the light spectrum they need for the best growth and biggest harvest. Plus, Ushio is the only company that offers 2100 micromole light output without needing to overdrive your lamps and ballast. That means more light for your plants and longer light for your lamps.
Wow, I had no idea. Okay, sold. Give me the Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps.
Professional growers know not every lamp will give plants what they need to optimize their growth and yields and maximize profits. That's why the pros choose Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps. Offered in a full range of high-pressure sodium, metal halide, and ceramic metal halide options, Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps ensure that your plants are covered from seed to harvest no matter what lighting system you're using. For over 50 years, Ushio has been a trusted name and a leader in specialty lighting, and they stand by their name with a no-questions-asked 1-year warranty. So whether you run 5 lights or 500, you can be confident that you're buying the best horticulture lamps on the market. Ask for Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps and make sure to check them out online at www.ushio.com.
You are listening to Heavy T's Grow Show on DFZ Radio Network.
What is? Hey, are you a soil grower and tired of using salt and synthetic-based fertilizers and not getting the results that you wanted? Well, for hydroponics, those products work great. But in soil, they suck. All those feeding schedules are out of range for what we think is good for soil growers. Mission Fertilizer is a new product on the market that's specific to soil gardening. They have a grow, bloom, and boost. It's a super premium organic 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost. It's a feeding program that can be used in bagged soils like Ocean Forest and Happy Frog, Victory Mix, or Empire Builder, even Roots Organic, Royal Gold, and so forth. It can be used in any soil mix. Super simple to use, 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost to get the most out of your garden. It's organic listed, pH stable, and safe to use with tap water. No need to ppm or EC or pH your tap water if you're mixing in Mission Fertilizer liquid. Go to missionfertilizer.com, grow the best, and see the proof is in the plants.
Put your hands up.
WT hooked me up, man. Thanks.
That's right.
Hey, bro, your garden's looking sweet, man. What are you using?
Yeah, man, I'm using a premium cocoa nutrient, Cocoa Tech A and B, man. It's an aggressive formula for increased yield during the flowering phase.
Wow, so this is made specially for cocoa?
You better believe it, man. It comes with easy-to-use 2-part formula, formulated for aggressive growth and superior blooms. Whoa, bro. Yeah, man. Tell 'em, Bob.
This aggressive formula contains proprietary blends of calcium to ensure your plants thrive. Backed by years of research, Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Nutrients are specifically designed to support and enhance your cocoa core growing experience. Use Cocoa Tech Premium Nutrients with Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Core for optimum results.
Yeah, man.
That was awesome. So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Not getting good results from those compost CO2 makers? Dude, your mushroom bag just ate 3 of my plants. Introducing the GreenPad CO2 generator. The simple, economical, and effective way to add CO2 to your indoor garden. Just hang, spray, and walk away. It's that easy. Since I ditched my old mushroom bags and switched to the GreenPad CO2 generator, I couldn't be happier. I just hang, spray, and walk away. It's really that easy. I don't have to worry about any runaway spores contaminating my room or wondering if it's actually working. I just listen to the gentle sound the GreenPads make when they're wet, and I know it's working. Thanks, GreenPads! More effective than those organic CO2 bags, the GreenPad CO2 generator will help increase the CO2 level in your indoor garden safely and easily. Just find a spot high in your garden, hang the pad with the specially designed hangers, spray the GreenPad with water, and that's it. Just hang, spray, and walk away. Adding CO2 to your indoor garden has never been easier. The GreenPad CO2 generator, available at finer hydroponic shops or online at thegreenpadstore.com. That's thegreenpadstore.com.
You are listening to the Heavy Tea Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to talk to Heavy Tea, Horty Chris, or Dr. Duffman. Killing it.
I tell you, this is the life.
Ever since we started working here at Sanctuary Soil, I couldn't be happier. It's nice to work at a place where they treat you like the artist that you are.
Tell me about it. So many places just throw you in the dirt, feed you junk, and drip water on your head.
Yeah, sounds more like torture than a job.
And how do they expect you to do great things when they don't give you the right tools? I can't do it if you treat me like garbage.
I hear ya. You give me the highest quality organic materials like woody biomass and grasses, put me in a healthy, clean environment, and I can practically poop gold.
Not to mention alfalfa meal, arborist material. They even bathe us in a healthy biological tea full of enzymes and other good stuff. You know, I get a little choked up just thinking about how all those customers are gonna benefit from the hard work we put into providing them with the best products available.
I just wish more companies were like Sanctuary Soil. It's nice to work with people who care about their customers and care about the environment.
Yeah, this is the life. Hey, I'm pretty full. Think it's about time to go make some magic, if you know what I mean.
Well, a worm's work is never done.
See you in a few.
You got anything to read? This could take a while.
Sanctuary Soil's Buckaroo brand premium worm casting, the all-in-one soil amendment that's safe for the environment, children, and pets. For more information and to see a list of current retailers, visit our site at sanctuarysoil.com.
From Manila to Mendo, Santiago to San Diego, the war rages on. Everywhere gardeners struggle against the chains of tyranny, growers fight for their inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of higher yields. Voices around the world are raised in a chorus exclaiming, "No more! No more weak potting soils! No more trying to grow plants in a soil that doesn't have enough nutrients to sustain life." The people are rising up and demanding Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix. Victory Garden Mix, a blend of the best composted forest humus, peat moss, and perlite. Victory Garden Mix, teeming with worm castings, humic shale ore, fish, shrimp, crab, and kelp meal. Victory Garden Mix, rich with dolomite and gypsum lime, glacial rock dust, oyster shell, and azomite. The people cry out in unison proclaiming, "We demand the freedom to grow the best plants possible in the best soil available." Sanctuary Soil is answering your call, freeing you from the shackles of inferior soils. Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix, the best, highest quality planting mix available anywhere, is now available to you by the bag or by the truckload. For more information, contact your local hydroponic store or go online to sanctuarysoil.com. Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix, because together we can grow it.
DFCRadio.com.
The money in the bag. We running these packs like it's track. You fuck with my bank if you lag. You fuck with my bank if you lag. Put the money in the bag. We running these packs like it's track. You fuck with my bank if you lag. You fuck with my bank if you lag. Put the money in the bag. Got TVSB on my back. Got gas co all in my pack. And Henny goes right down the hatch. And bitches be fiending for cash, but they ain't down with the set. And hustlers never get rest, cause we always be chasing that check. Don't lag on the player, my boys got a sprayer. Put one in the air, cause no one compares. Don't fuck with no haters, no time for the stress, cause our life's the best, reppin' the West. From OC to Oakland, you know what we smoking. Only that potent, and boy, I ain't joking. From OC to Oakland, you know what we smoking. Only that potent, and boy, I ain't joking.
Time to go check on the popper. Fuck around, you gon' get locked up. Hold us back, we still gon' prosper. Whole team eating steak and lobster. Time to go check on the popper. Fuck around, you gon' get locked up. Hold us back, we still gon' prosper. Yeah. Whole team eating steak and lobster. Time to go check on the popper. Ducking and dodging his cop. All they do is give us problems. All they do is give me problems. There's only one way to solve them. this cash dissolves 'em. No breaking bad, we on 'em. No breaking bad, we on 'em. Whipping the pot, whipping non-stop, making this weight and we feeding the block. Too much pressure that's shaking the pop. Not enough time, we going non-stop. Whipping the pot, whipping non-stop, making this weight and we feeding the block. Too much pressure that's shaking the pop. Not enough time, we going non-stop.
Put the money in the bag. We running these packs like it's track. You fuck with my bank if you lag. You fuck with my bank if you lag. Put the money in the bag. We running these packs like it's track. You fuck with my bank if you lag.
I am fat. I'm Heavy T, and now we are back. Bars. Bars.
And the fucking show. And the goddamn show. That was too good.
Fuck yeah.
That was Sick With It and Skeets with Track Me.
Oh, man, I love Sick With It.
My favorite is when they be making fun of the rappers now with the
Shimmin'. Sick With It, Sick With It. Don't you know? That's how we got the name. Yeah. Welcome back, Heavy T's Grow Show, the one spot we hook you up just for calling in and talking grow. 562-653-0707.
Listen up.
We're back with Ryan here from Mother Earth and Hawthorne Gardening. Jiggity Jerome's back, and of course Devin. You guys have been hanging out, so let's get to the calls. We have Justin and Tejas. What's going on, Justin?
Hey, what's up, man? I just want to give a huge shout out to Sunlight Supplies and the Sun System 315 LECs they sent out to me a couple weeks ago.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so you actually won the 315 from the show?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, hold on. I needed some testimonials. How's that thing working? What's up with it? Because I have not seen one yet.
I got one on right now, and it's doing great, and I'm building the space to put both of them in at the same time, but, that's under construction.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, man, I know they appreciate you, and the show appreciates you, too.
You made out like a bandit that night.
Yeah, anything you can do. You got any questions for Ryan or whatnot?
No, just on soil. When it comes pre-amended, how do you, you just start off slow? Is that the best amendment just to kind of see what your plants are doing? It's hard to find out what's exactly in these soils. They don't like to put all that information out there.
Well, and that's true with a lot of things in California, that you don't necessarily have to disclose everything on your bottles, your bags. Even if you get something tested, as long as you don't overstate what's in it, you can understate all you want. So you can have something that has 20% nitrogen in it, and you could put 2 on there. And they're not going to find you. They're not going to do anything, as long as you don't say there's 21% nitrogen, right? Transparency, what's in the product, is that all on your labels, or is there proprietary things still?
For the
hey, you gonna turn? Oh, thanks, sound guy.
For the Mother Earth soils, the cocoa peat and the groundswell, everything's on there, and then we're actually changing our labels so we can get into more states. So sometimes it's the minimum guarantees like Heavy T talked about, but also sometimes you're actually couched. Sometimes you want to tell the customer more things, but this Department of Ag won't let you say this. This Department of Ag won't let you say that. And all of a sudden you've got this label that you didn't really create, but to be able to get it to everybody so they can benefit from these great blends, you end up with what they'll let you say.
And this is the thing as well. You can't come on the air here and state something that's in it. You could face a fine if they said you can't make that statement.
Anything you say verbally, anything you put in a flyer, a brochure, is subject to labeling laws. So it's essentially treated like the label. So if I said something that violated Georgia's laws, they could technically say, hey, you.
We got one listener in Georgia. It might happen.
Yeah. So they can say you're in violation. We're giving you a stop sale or whatever they choose to do. They could give you a fine.
And Justin, this is a key point of why to use reputable companies that stand behind the product. Is if you get something from Joe Blow, from China, from Amazon, that is just some random, you don't know, that is basically a fly-by-night operation. They're just trying to make a quick buck. They're going to tell you whatever you want to hear. Someone that's been around since 1977, with like General Hydroponics, for the last 20 plus years with Sunlight Supply. These people have their reputation to stand on, and the reputation of what they produce and creating quality products. You heard Glenn probably earlier in the show talk about getting his LEDs off Amazon, and his flowers all super airy. Well, case in point, don't go to Amazon and buy some cheapo light. Spend the extra $100, go to the hydro store with the guy that's been growing for 30 years behind the counter, trying to feed his kids, trying to send his daughter to dance school. Support your local businesses, support your local shops, support your local growers, and that starts with growers supporting growers and working with reputable companies, and it starts at the shop level.
And supporting your grow store instead of shopping on Amazon and shit.
Yeah.
Well, in the grow stores, too, if you find a good grow store, they can help direct you. They can tell you blend X, this is going to last 4 weeks, or give you an idea, this lasts 2 weeks, or this has no nutrient in it. So that's invaluable, so you don't have to try to sift through everything. It saves you time. And if they don't know exactly what you're looking for, they can talk to the company that they have a relationship, who's the manufacturer, or they can talk to the rep and help direct you and get you the answers you need.
I agree. Justin, the feedback on the 315 is much appreciated. Once you get down to it a little bit more, give us a call back and tell us what you think of near your ending or at the end after you see what's really good.
Yeah, definitely
10 weeks down there. I'm going to send you a swag pack from our sponsors at Heavy T. Our sponsors, they include General Hydroponics, Botanicare, Smart Pots, Vermicrop, Nanolux, Blue Lab, Green Pads, Mission Fertilizer, Turpinator, Tom's Tumbler, and more. We're going to make sure that we send you a swag pack with a bunch of cool stuff in there for you. Thanks so much for calling, brother.
Hey, man, thank you guys for everything you do for everybody.
All right, you stay safe. You got to go. Got a long drive. I mean, it's past the witching hour, man. You got to get going, right? Safe harbor. You got to get home. Beeline home. You're married, yeah?
Yeah.
I think I saw a ring on your finger.
Yep.
Message to Ryan's wife. He's safe to go home. He's going to be home. He's not going to the strip club with Art. He's not getting that buffet that starts at 9 at Fantasy Castle. He's had to get out of here at 9 right away for some reason. I don't know why. Art showed up in his super sports car with a big stack of ones. Some gun that shoots ones out, too. I don't know what's going on.
You're a bad man.
How many bottles of wine did he buy? I don't know.
Chef in trouble.
Last things about
I go home.
The Grow Guru, though. The Sure Test Grow Guru that you really wanted people to know is the quality of the components, specifically the probes. What's up with those?
Yeah, absolutely. These are lab grade probes, and they've even been certified by a third party called SWAT. And that's Smart Water Technologies, and they quantify and test these to make sure that they hit ultimate specs and have the right kind of accuracy that growers and or landscapers or farmers are going to actually get and be able to achieve the efficiency they want to. Because if you have cheap probes and they don't have good tolerance and good precision, then you're not going to be able to hit the benchmarks that you're looking to hit. So nothing else out there in our industry has any kind of third-party certification that shows the efficiency and has passed the SWAT. It took almost a year to get. And that coupled with plug and play makes this just such an easy system to use that it's a no-brainer.
For the layman, SWAT certification is like the UL certification for probes. They take it and they put it under a rigorous test for 12 months or something like that, right?
Yep. They put it under all kinds of conditions. They make sure that it works the way you say it does, and that it hits the precision and accuracy over and over. So they don't just put it through some little test that takes a couple hours on a bench top. They're actually putting it into use in different situations and making sure that you're going to get the efficiency out of it that is being claimed.
Well, Sure Test, the Grow Guru. Hawthorne does it again. They put their money where their mouth is and come out with innovative products that are super affordable. I mean, at less than $1,000 to know what's going on in your grow is an investment worth it. I mean, this type of equipment can cost you $5,000-$10,000 on if you're working with other companies. They put it in an easy to use, easy to assess platform, HawthorneGC.com to learn more about it. Everyone, let's thank Ryan for coming all the way from Vancouver, Washington, not to be confused with Vancouver, British Columbia.
Thanks for having me. It's been great, guys.
You're on the right side of the border. Good job. Yeah, check them out. Thank you so much, Ryan. The Sure Test and Mother Earth products. We're taking more calls. We're talking more grow. 562-653-0707. Let's get down with it. Heavy T's Grow Show. Ya dig?
Sick with it and lit. Yeah. Fuck a fake friend. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a bag. Fuck a fake friend with a grip. Fuck a fake friend with a battery. Robbing around in a whip. Georgia red with the drop top. Woo! With the feeling of my block. When you talking money, man, I get that. When you talking money, I get that. Fucking up, hurry and white. Doing this white like a day. Whip it up like a dinner plate. Whip it up like a plate. What will you say? We ride today. Stacking the cash, getting molded, far away. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at. Fuck a fake friend with a cash in. Fuck a fake friend with the money at.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Have you ever been interested in gardening with dry fertilizers? Well, you're not the only one, and let me tell you about Vermicrop Organics and their line of organic dry fertilizers. Healthy plants with a simple 4-step process. Step 1. Just measure out a half teaspoon per gallon of soil or 2 cups per 12 square feet of soil surface area. Step 2. Apply evenly to the soil surface. Step 3. Blend into the top layer of soil to avoid caking. Step 4. Water thoroughly. And that's it, simple as that. Great for vegetables, fruits, flowers, potted plants, trees, shrubs, annuals, and perennials. It's Vermicrop Organics VermiVeg 744. Along with the VermiBloom and PK Boost, you will have a complete line of organic nutrients and a garden that will thank you with a great harvest. Looking for an even simpler way? Then check out the Vermiall 666. This game-changing mix is formulated for all stages of growth in the fast-paced garden of champion vegetable and flower growers. And check out the Vermi-Bat Guano Fertilizer and the Vermi-Blood Blood Meal Fertilizer for feeding oversized, nitrogen-hungry plants. Learn more at vermicrop.com. That's vermicrop.com.
Dr. Duffman here. Wanted to talk to you about what I wish I had in my garden. And that, my friends, is a Nanolux double-ended fixture, which is leading the industry as I speak in double-ended technology. I will no longer need 10 150-watt lights to cover my 5x5 area. With just one double-ended fixture from Nanolux, I can cover that area. Also, no more need for that pesky rooster timer of mine that goes off at all kinds of random hours. With Nanolux's fixture, it comes NCCS ready, meaning I can control it on my computer. So if you're like me and your lighting situation sucks, then upgrade to Nanolux's double-ended fixtures today, and don't be a duff man. For more information on Nanolux, check them out at nanoluxtech.com. That's NANOLUXTECH.com.
Hey man, it's Dr. Duffman here, bro. You're listening to DSC Radio.
From Manila to Mendo, Santiago to San Diego, the war rages on. Everywhere gardeners struggle against the chains of tyranny, growers fight for their inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of higher yields. Voices around the world are raised in a chorus exclaiming, "No more! No more weak potting soils! No more trying to grow plants in a soil that doesn't have enough nutrients to sustain life." The people are rising up and demanding Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix. Victory Garden Mix, a blend of the best composted forest humus, peat moss, and perlite. Victory Garden Mix, teeming with worm castings, humic shale ore, fish, shrimp, crab, and kelp meal. Victory Garden Mix, rich with dolomite and gypsum lime, glacial rock dust, oyster shell, and azomite. The people cry out in unison proclaiming, "We demand the freedom to grow the best plants possible in the best soil available." Sanctuary Soil is answering your call, freeing you from the shackles of inferior soils. Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix, the best, highest quality planting mix available anywhere, is now available to you by the bag or by the truckload. For more information, contact your local hydroponic store or go online to sanctuarysoil.com. Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix, because together we can grow it.
Don't you put that evil on me!
Heavy T.
Hey, I'm in the zone! Dude, this shit is
What is? Hey, are you a soil grower and tired of using salt and synthetic-based fertilizers and not getting the results that you wanted? Well, for hydroponics, those products work great. But in soil, they suck. All those feeding schedules are out of range for what we think is good for soil growers. Mission Fertilizer is a new product on the market that's specific to soil gardening. They have a Grow, Bloom, and Boost. It's a super premium organic 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost. It's a feeding program that can be used in bag soils like Ocean Forest and Happy Frog, Victory Mix, or Empire Builder, even Roots Organic, Royal Gold, and so forth. It can be used in any soil mix. Super simple to use, 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost to get the most out of your garden. It's organic listed, pH stable, and safe to use with tap water. No need to ppm or EC or pH your tap water if you're mixing in Mission Fertilizer liquid. Go to missionfertilizer.com, grow the best, and see the proof is in the plants.
DFCRadio.com.
Heavy T hooked me up, man. Thanks.
That's right.
DFCRadio.com. stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. You weak hustlers just make me laugh, and I ain't fucking with it if it don't make me cash. All I do is stack money. I'm a grown ass man. This the West Coast addiction. Team on the map. Bring the heat on the track. Bring the fire in the booth. I'm tired of these motherfuckers lying to you. It's for the real ass hustlers who clocking that dough like Urban G. Bo, who just got home. Get your paper up. 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 I hustle hard. 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 Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. I hustle harder, I got to get it. Ain't no waiting around for somebody to give it. I stand on my own too, the grind I live it. The 9 to 5 can't provide the digits.
Oh, what? You're not a 5 providing digits, dog. Guess who's got checks?
Damn.
Saints got checks.
I'm gonna get more gold.
He's about to have some baby mamas.
That gold that doesn't turn your neck green this time, okay?
Hey, my neck never turns green.
Bring the sensor. Bring the sensor. It's real gold, T.
Bring the test. I will take all bets.
That shit ain't even gold plated. It's like a.
Bring it. How much you want to bet? Who wants to bet? Bring your money, and I will gladly take it. Then with that money, I'll buy some more gold.
Where is your chain? I haven't seen you wear your chain for a second.
It's right here on my neck.
They call him no chain.
Right
here. Damn. That chain's looking smaller. Maybe you just got bigger.
I'm just getting buff now from this hydro workout.
You on that? You on that Jiggity Jerome diet?
I'm on the hydro workout, bro. I've been drinking 5 days.
Potato head diet. Oh man.
The Mr. Potato Head diet.
Something about this show makes people's heads ginormous, and I'm not talking about their egos. I'm just talking about like in general. Like Horty's head when he left. Did you see how big his head was?
They didn't even have hats no more.
No. I wear a size 8. Can you believe that, though?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it. I tried it on your hat.
That shit's wild.
It's wild. Smart Pop makes a hat big enough.
There you go, because they smart.
Yeah.
Smart Pop.
Here, Jimmy has been hanging out for like an hour. Jim.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing, man?
Good, good.
What's going on?
I wanted to say first, thanks so much for doing all that you do, the show and everything. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that too. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple questions. One, my first one was regarding like reservoir temp. So I'm running a modular ebb and flow setup with a controller and like 5-gallon buckets.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having trouble with my first reservoir. It was too small and it was getting up to like 80 degrees. So I ended up getting a bigger reservoir and insulating it. Then I got it down to like 75. I was wondering if that's still running too high or like what's my issues with that?
It's too high, Jim. It's too high. So the difference between the amount of oxygen available in your water at 72 degrees compared to 75, it would be half as much as 75 degrees. That interval right there is one of the largest declines that you'll see. Ideally, we want it 65 to 68. Okay, so we stay away from that anaerobic condition where we're depriving oxygen from the tank.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Things that you can do to cool it down. I mean, you'll see online people will say float water bottles in there, freeze water bottles, float them in there. That is a quick fix that's going to last less than a half hour. The water melts.
Hell yeah.
And it heats right back up, okay? A chiller is what you need to do. You need to get a chiller for your recirculating ebb and flow bucket system is what you're using, it sounds like.
Yeah.
The blue or the black buckets, whatever one you have. But you need to keep that water nice and cool because the oxygen that the roots need won't be available, and you're just watering warm water that can be bloom pythium. And pythium in a hydro system,
no bueno, bro.
It's not just no bueno. It's going to ruin your hydro system, ruin your crop, ruin your life, ruin your marriage, ruin the 49ers season.
Right.
And it's going to ruin all that.
Easy there,
He's from the
Los
Bay
Angeles
Area.
Charger.
LA
No, I gotcha. Yeah, no, that's what I was worried about. So that's why I figured I'd give you guys a call and get you guys' opinion.
It's not an
there's
opinion.
a lot of info out there on
And-
the
and
website.
I'm telling you right now,
See
Jimmy,
some people saying different stuff.
It's not an opinion. It's a scientific fact that the amount of water or the amount of oxygen goes in half from 72 to 75 degrees.
Gotcha.
So,
okay, so chiller.
And if you can't do the
and-
chiller right now, you better get some ice in that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ice.
What about dry ice?
Different ways that you could do it. If you could place the reservoir outside your grow area, if it's
That'll
in
drop
the
it a couple
room,
degrees.
you know, it will keep it cooler because it's not going to absorb the radiant heat from your lights. There's different things that you can do. You could run a coil. Like you could run a cool coil that has a separate reservoir with colder water. And
I've been looking into those wort chillers like they use for beer and stuff.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot more efficient than floating a bunch of ice or ice bottles. If you have a separate reservoir that you run that cold water through a coil that you then put in, it hangs in your reservoir, and it's a copper coil that lets that cool water go through, and it brings the temperature down. Also, if you're putting too much aeration and putting hot air in there, it'll bring the temperature up. If you have a circulating pump in there constantly going, you need to stop that down because the pumps are magnetic driven. They're going to heat it up. So
No, I was listening to an old show, and I can't remember who recommended putting a small, like the size of like 2 9-volt battery little water pump at the bottom instead to keep the water moving instead of the air pump. And that's worked to get the temperature down, too.
Okay, good. But the temperature's just too high, Jim. So get that taken care of, and, you keep growing on, keep listening to the show, and you call anytime you need more help, all right?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you guys so much.
All right, man. I'm going to hook you up because you've been hanging out so long. Let's send them a Blue Lab pH pin, and that includes a temperature gauge so you can get right on point. That's a $120 value. I'm also going to send you a swag pack from all of our other sponsors. I really appreciate you calling in, Jim, and keep your water cool, man. Stay cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you got a listener for life here. Appreciate it.
All right, and make sure that you follow Mr. Potato Head at You Know What's Good on Instagram.
And tell your friends.
Thanks, Jim. 562-653-0707. Bob the Gardener has a question. Hey, is Sure Test still out in the green room eating pizza?
Getting his grub on.
Hey, Mark.
Say what?
What about Bob?
Bob has a question for. Is Ryan still out there? Tell him to come in here real quick. We got a question for him.
All right. Yeah.
Hold on, Bob.
Is he still there?
Yeah, Bob.
All right, Bob, we're going to get the specialist in here. Just give us 1 second.
He's got to leave the VIP room where he's getting a lap dance right now. He's coming back.
We moved the strip pole from inside the studio to outside now.
Yes. Here he comes, full of pizza.
Hey, there he is. All about that dough.
Oh, man. How was the buffet at the Fantasy Castle? It was delicious. Bob from Seattle has a question about Sure Test, so we wanted to bring you back in, Ryan. Go ahead, Bob.
Hey, so I was on the road listening to this show, and I was kind of in and out. I may have missed some things, but one of the things I was kind of curious is what the value was, and is this something that maybe when I'm helping out some of these veterans get their grow something, is it something that they might be able to eventually forward in the future, and is it ideal for maybe tent setups or more kind of controlled environmental rooms?
It's really not about space. It's really not about the amount of plants. It's about what you kind of information you're looking to get. If you're looking to get efficient, if you're looking to maximize yields, if you're you have to manage your water and you have to manage your nutrients. So it's for anybody who really wants to get all the data and put it together. I mean, years ago I used to conceptually design some atmospheric controllers, and when I started using the Sure Test Grow Guru, it really kind of was like an aha moment when you start to relate your environmental temperatures and what's going on with your root environment and your temperatures and how that affects your dry down times and how you can manipulate things. So you can do some pretty advanced things with it, but also if you're a smaller grower and you want to maximize things, you can use it as the tool to get you there.
here's what I was thinking from my perspective, because these guys know what they're doing, and I appreciate your guys' support too, because I know you guys hooked me up too on the CFLs. I'm still waiting in the mail for mine. But one of the things that I really wanted to be able to do with something like this is because I'm going to these veterans, getting them set up on their own grows, and getting everything started. I just put a post on there and show the guys on the show like the kind of gear that I'm getting a hold of, and being able to donate it to these guys, getting their growth started. And what I thought would be pretty super is that if I was able to use this, go into them, get them dialed in with their environment, make an adjustment, with fans, what kind of environmental controls I can use, and then be able to use this to take from one grow to another and eventually get them all dialed in, as a nice way to kind of really help get things, because I know environment is just as important as far as nutrients, lights, all that other stuff. Because if you don't have environment, you don't have shit.
Booyah! And that is Carl the Truth Williams right there. Bob, all the work that you're doing and things like this is a product for someone that wants to learn. If you are a consultant and you're going around helping people on a low-income budget just get started, this is something that they're going to add to the regiment up and coming. Okay, this isn't the first thing that you're going to go out and buy necessarily. You're going to get a pH pin. You're going to get your lights. You're going to get your grow system set up. And you're going to use your experience and your knowledge from both what you've done out in the field and listen to the show and all your research and apply that. This doesn't take the place of that. And that's what I kind of said earlier, is that these are guideposts to really give you markers of what's going on to make you a better grower. So if you have more data and you can identify that your yield was lower for some reason, and you have a graph that you can pull and you can analyze from when your yield was great and see discrepancies, you know how valuable that is? Rather than you guessing about it, this is like a grow journal on steroids, pretty much. It's giving you so much more than what you're just going to get from a hygrometer thermometer. Did we lose Bob?
No, I'm still here. I'm just kind of cutting out.
Okay,
Bob. I'm driving.
Bob, I appreciate your support, man. And, of course, Heavy T always delivers. So I'm going to put you on hold, send you another swag pack. But talk to Mark about your shipping to make sure that all the information is correct and stuff. And we'll make sure you get everything that you have won or deserve on the show. I think Bob is talking about he got some 315s last time Hawthorne was on.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I know.
Yeah. I'm still here, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, dude. I know you're still there, Bob. You're always here. Bob.
What about Bob, man? I know I was losing my signal because I'm driving.
You're like my mother-in-law. You never go home. Okay. Bob, thanks so much.
Thanks for the question, Bob.
Oh, my gosh. How does Eskimo build this house? He igloos it together. No? I'll try it better next time. Thanks again, Ryan, for coming back in and leaving the strip club early for us. Devin, I see you. We're talking more grow. 562-653-0707. Quick break. Ultimate Grow Fails is coming up. If you have more questions, we'll do those too. If not, well, Ultimate Grow Fails. That's pretty awesome. I'm Heavy T, not Jiggity Drone.
All the dab on me, man. All the drip on me and Z Bentley, man. Ain't know what the fuck going on, man. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab, Got all the drip, Got all the dab, Got all the drip, Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab on me. All the drip on me. I got all the dab, all the drip, I got all the dab, I got all the drip, Throw the bitch a whole nother bean. Got a moonwalking like she Billie Jean. She say she on 3, that's triple team. Say she on 3, that's triple team. And I'm fucking around and hit 3 niggas. Goddamn shawty, that's triple bean. 40 hanging out a nigga denim jean. 40 hanging out a nigga denim jean. And I'm kicking shit, no bully. She walked in the bitch like screw me. But it pat down my foolie. I used to be bro, didn't know me. Strip women, I ain't talking boom game. Everybody hit the motherfucking floor. Got a rollie on my wrist, couple hundreds on my feet. I'm a shilly bitch, you already know. Late night in the church with the killer gorillas and thug niggas in the motherfucking creature. And I'ma throw the D real for a little nigga, and you know that your bitch to receive.
won't stand still, black beetle. Bitch, fly them over an eagle. Bitch, fly them over an eagle. Yeah.
Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. I got all this dab on me. All this drip on me. I got all this dab, all this dab. All this drip, all this drip. I got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Get your man down, me see sunshine. I run the south, I run sun up the sundown. We can put no friends up, put them guns down. Or we can put them guns on which way you want now. Get with the bird, button down. Blue fade rollers and them diamonds on bust down. Had a bad day, you better hush now. And bitch, I been dabbing, bitch, I been having. Rolling all gas, that much now. I ran on the ride, that's a touchdown. I move, fool, good as shit go. So the dick so long, she caught the hit go. I want thank God for a new year. Hey, I pour that act in the motherfucking roof. This new year on the coupe. I look up and I ain't her roof. And I kiss shit, no fever. My pockets swell up like the measles. I pull up and pop at your people. Patrolling the spot with the heater. Don't say no name, I got amnesia. I lick it and leave on the teaser. No shaking, no, I can't repeat it. I told her Michael Jackson beat it. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. I got all this dab on me. All this drip on me. I got all this dab, all this dab. All this drip, all this drip. I got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip.
DFCRadio.com.
Are you ready to start cloning but don't know where to start? HDI has you covered, the only propagation-focused company. HDI was founded in 1997 and is the master distributor of Clonex throughout North America, like the Clonex rooting gel, which has been on the market since 1988. EPA registered and approved for use on food crops and cannabis. It's the only rooting gel approved by the Washington and Colorado Department of Agriculture for propagating cannabis plants. Used by thousands of plant nurseries, commercial growers, scientists, and greenhouse growers with billions of clones successfully rooted. That's Clonex rooting gel. But healthy clones start with healthy mothers. And with Mother Plant from HDI, you are fulfilling the nutritional needs of mother plants without excess nitrates, supporting strong, vibrant clones. And now you're ready for some Clonex Mist, a ready-to-use foliar spray for mother plants, cuttings, and rooting clones. Pop your clones into Root Riot plant starter cubes, and they are safe for use in hydroponic systems and are a proprietary blend of micronutrients that is certified food safe. And don't forget to add the mycorrhiza with Clonex Root Maximizer, a mycorrhizae fungi, beneficial bacteria, and trichoderma that increases the surface area of your plant's roots, allowing the plants to access more nutrients and water. And don't forget to feed with Clonex Clone Solution, formulated for rooted clones and seedlings, a special blend of minerals and vitamins that encourage rapid root development. So no matter what your propagation needs are, remember HDI has you covered. Check them out at hydrodynamicsintl.com. That's hydrodynamicsintl.com.
You are listening to the Heavy Tea Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to talk to Forty Chris or Dr. Duffman. Killing it.
Dr. Duffman here. Wanted to talk to you about what I wish I had in my garden. And that, my friends, is a Nanolux double-ended fixture, which is leading the industry as I speak in double-ended technology. I will no longer need 10 150-watt lights to cover my 5x5 area. With just one double-ended fixture from Nanolux, I can cover that area. Also, no more need for that pesky Richter timer of mine that goes off at all kinds of random hours. With Nanolux's fixture, it comes NCCS ready, meaning I can control it on my computer. So if you're like me and your lighting situation sucks, then upgrade to Nanolux's double-ended fixtures today, and don't be a duff man. For more information on Nanolux, check them out at nanoluxtech.com. That's NANOLUXTECH.com.
Hey, Dr. Duff, are you signing up for another one of those internet dating sites after your divorce?
Nah, I'm just ordering these freaking douchebags from China here. Just gonna be saving a lot of money on it. About $1 a bag.
Did you say douchebags?
Yeah, they're pots. They're fabric pots. They're, made in China. They save $1 a bag from all the other...
Oh, it sounds like an imitation smart pot or something.
Yeah, save $1, but, I'm pretty sure these douchebags are gonna work.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine who used those same douchebags. He bought them direct from China. It killed his whole garden.
Oh, bro, what? So, I'm better off spending that extra $1 on a smart pot?
I'd get a smart pot.
Don't be a Duff man. Make sure to buy the original patented Smart Pot. Check them out at smartpots.com.
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
Hey, man, started early, huh?
Hey, I'm in the zone.
Dude, this shit is awesome.
Hey guys, it's Heavy T. As a longtime cultivator in both small and large gardens, both indoor and in greenhouses, I know the number one factor for being successful is to maintain an ideal environment and optimize my airflow. That is why I use and recommend Fantech controllers and EC fans. As the original inventors of the inline fan way back in 1974, Fantech uses the highest quality German motors and has revolutionary impeller technology. The EC fan creates the most efficient and powerful airstream of any fan in its class. And with the new Aeolus controller, maintaining the ideal environment has never been more simple. The Aeolus, with a variety of modes, allows me to control my exhaust and intake fans along with my dampeners from one easy to set up and use interface. And with the two expandable channels, I can maintain temperature set points in two separate spaces. So whether you're a hobbyist in your garage or a commercial greenhouse grower, it's simple. Use what the pros use. Use the Fantech EC fan and Aeolus controller. And if you're a retailer, contact Rambridge, Savant Plant Tech, or Garden Rebels Distribution and order yours today. Fan and controller sold separately.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Hey, I'm in the zone.
Dude, this shit is awesome.
Coming to grips with measuring pH is a fundamental part of ensuring a successful crop. Of course, having the right nutrient mix is important, but without a slightly acidic pH level, plants won't receive optimal benefits from the nutrients supplied. Blue Lab has a range of pH measurement tools available to help both the commercial and small-scale growers. These include the Blue Lab Guardian Monitor, the Blue Lab Combo Meter, the Blue Lab pH Meter, the Blue Lab pH Pen, and the Blue Lab Soil pH Meter. For more information, visit us online at getbluelab.com.
DFZRadio.com. DFZRadio.com.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
You're gonna go get the green pad, see? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go get it right now. Go on down to your local hydro shop. Tell them Shunny sent you. That's right, Shunny with the green pad. More CO2 in your garden. More carbon, more weight, see? You need to get that weight up to pay me back, see, Shunny? Go get the green pad junior. Put it in your cloning dome, see? You're gonna get some more roots faster. Cut days off your cloning time. More harvest year round. That's right, see? Activated by humidity. 35 to 50%, so make sure that's right, okay? Go to your local hydro shop, see?
That's right. Go there now. More root, more fruit, more fruit, more root.
That's right.
Yeah. Meow. Right, meow.
Don't you put that evil on me!
Heavy T.
Hey man, your garden smells amazing this year. What are you doing different?
Haven't you heard? We've been using the Terpinator.
Did you say Terpinator like terpenes?
Yes, exactly. Terpinator is designed to increase your plant's terpenes, which are responsible for everything from how your plants smell to how much flavorful oils they produce. Basically, Terpinator is the one-stop shop for an overall quality increase for your fruits and flowers.
That's awesome. You know, I can tell the Terpinator has not only increased the oils in all your herbs and flowers, but it looks like it's going to increase your dry weight as well. And dude, don't even get me started on those crystals. They look like mini icebergs.
Well, you better hurry up and get on board. It's flowering season right now. And since Terpinator is made right here in Sonoma County, you can literally find it in any hydro store in town. Boost your plant's oils and bring out flavors that will drive your friends wild. Terpinator. Sticky is an understatement.
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
Hey, bro, your garden's looking sweet, man. What are you using?
Yeah, man, I'm using a premium cocoa nutrient, Cocoa Tech A and B, man. It's an aggressive formula for increased yield during the flowering phase.
Wow, so this is made specially for cocoa?
You better believe it, man. It comes with easy-to-use 2-part formula. Formulated for aggressive growth and superior blooms. Whoa, bro. Yeah, man. Tell 'em, Bob.
This aggressive formula contains proprietary blends of calcium to ensure your plants thrive. Backed by years of research, Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Nutrients are specifically designed to support and enhance your cocoa core growing experience. Use Cocoa Tech Premium Nutrients with Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Core for optimum results.
Yeah, man.
Here we are, Canacon, Dr. Duff. I'm up in here in the Natural Enemies. What's the name of your company?
Natural Enemies.
I just said it, bro. Damn, I'm good, dude. I can read. That's Long Beach education at its finest. So, Natural Enemies. What the hell is Natural Enemies, dude? Do I just go get my homies and we go around and we just kick some ass?
For the most part, yeah. Beneficial insects or predatory mites that feed on the pest mites that people have in their garden.
So you have beneficial mites that you sell to the public for their garden to get. What is a beneficial mite? What does it look like?
Well, you can see them with the naked eye pretty easily. Simply, we got pictures here to show you. But yeah, they feed on the pests that you have in the garden. There's no negative impact on your plants whatsoever. It takes the place of any chemical applications to your crop.
So if you have spider mites in your garden, right? I'm going to go and buy my natural...
Persimilis. Buy Persimilis.
Buy Persimilis. What is that? What's that word?
Persimilis is most aggressive against two-spot spider mites, basically.
Bam! Knowledge for your brains. Did your face just melt like mine? It did. Okay, Persimilis. I said it right. I know I did. But anyways, check this out. They have spider mite, anti-spider mites. What are they called again?
Spider mite predators.
Spider mite predators that will go in and eat your spider mites. If you got webs on your garden, first of all, you're doing wrong because you got webs. And then you're going to need to get this Natural Enemies, bro.
Word.
Damn straight. Hey, how much does these natural predators, how much do they cost?
It just depends on which ones that you buy. There's slow-release sachets versus active adults. Just go online at naturalenemiesbiocontrol.com.
There it is, naturalenemiesbiocontrol.com. Check them out. How much would a small jar of some Natural Enemies cost you?
$33 is a minimum, but you need to have a $100 minimum to place an order.
There it is, $100, people, okay? And you know what? How much does a $100 treat? How big of an area?
It's dependent. Dependent on pest pressure and the populations that you have going on. So there's nothing, no specifics that we can give you on it.
So just get a big-ass bottle and just throw them out and let them go to business.
Slow-release sachets are what you want to treat preventatively. You don't ever want to get to the adults.
Damn straight. You don't want no webs up on your stuff because then you're just going to have to throw it away, right?
You got it.
Or my buddy over here, he'll smoke it. Yeah, 420. Thank you very much. Natural Enemies. Thank you for coming on the Heavy Cheese Grow Show.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. CannaCon 2017. I just got up to this booth that's got all kinds of stuff on the Crockett Family Farms, Brother Grimm. It's like all kinds of seeds. What are you doing here? What's going on?
So we're Seeds.
Where are you? You're not even up by me. I can't hear you.
So we're Seeds here now. We're an e-commerce store, but today we will have our collectible genetics.
Collectible genetics. You guys got seeds?
We do, actually. Crazily enough, Seeds here now.
Seeds here now. And what kind of goodies do you have? I mean, what's the fire?
The fire. So we've got our exotic. They were Breeder of the Year last year. We've got some of that. We've got some pre-sale going on our website at seedsherenow.com. A lot of triple OG crosses. Our Crockett's always popular. We got our Mephisto in if you're looking for your feminized autoflower, or your regular stock.
Damn! I think I need a little some of that. Where's the seeds? I need some. Shower me with them. Throw them on me. Give it to me. Give it to me. No, I'm just joking. Okay. But seriously, if you guys want the highest, genetics, you guys got the best genetics around. Pretty high quality genetics, right? Fire?
100% guaranteed.
You will be happy if you buy seeds from us, guaranteed.
There it is. You guys got feminized seeds, right?
Feminized, we have autoflower, we have fem autoflower, we've got any kind of seed, every seed, all the seeds. We have all of them.
Seeds here now.
SeedsHereNow.com?
Correct.
SeedsHereNow.com. Go check them out, guys. We did in CanaCon 2017, Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Where were you? It's 420. I'm getting high as hell. That's what I did. I'm out. I'm Duff. I'm out. Oh my God, grow life.
Side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blood, purple drink up in my cup, crank it up, crank it on up. That's D, got me smoking the bass, no stress cheese. Now hold up, now roll up. Check the situation, about to go nuts. With a little bit of perk up in my cup, you could tell the bartender to fill it on up. That's alright, baby, work your stuff, and that's all night, baby, work your strut. You and your friends can ride when I go. Take a little spin in my Monte Carlo. Take a little dip, baby, show you how I roll. Take a little hit, baby, puff on the hydro. Eyes so lit, make me look like my eyes closed. Purple Drake mix, make me look like my eyes glow. Hypno Grey Goose with a little grape juice. That's how it is, so I'ma have to take side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blood, purple drink up in my cup, crank it up, crank it on up. It's the ADX team with no doubt in between, and we stay fresh and clean when we hop on the scene, and we style on the style, we refine, we hop what they want.
Yo, what is? Welcome back, Heavy T's Grow Show, otherwise known as the No Show. Wait, that would be No Show. KNOW. That makes sense, right? You know what I mean.
You knew what we know that you know we didn't know that.
So this is a segment that we haven't done for a couple weeks. I've been a little bit off of social media, but it's Heavy T's Ultimate Grow Fails. Fun. All right, let's start off Ultimate Grow Fails coming in with the number 3 spot. This guy is definitely failing all over. Hey, fam. Doesn't look too good. Probiotic Farmers Alliance, again, the Failure Alliance in its full strength. What can I do, fam? Your plant is seriously like growing a predator egg on it or something. I don't know. This plant is whack as fuck. You need to know what's going on. You have a thick patch of mold throughout the entirety of your main stalk with a little dinky ass flower, some dehydrated leaves, looking straight like hell, right? This is another reason not to grow with the Probiotic Farmers Alliance. Let's go to number 2. Number 2, what does this guy got to say at the top? Let's see what it says. Simple question. Is this light burn or lack of nutrition or anything to do with the amount of water? pH is fine. It could do with the raw eggshell that you just got scattered on top of your soil. I didn't know that you're going to utilize your pot plant as a compost bin as well. Look, using raw amendments, composting, doing this type of stuff, great. Be all green and probiotic all you want. But if you're going to try to add some calcium, go get some ready to use, not some just raw eggshell on your little autoflower plant. By the way, and it's probably overwatered because your plant is 6 inches tall with about 8 branches, and they're all droopy and saggy, and it's malnutritioned as well. But, you got it in a 20-gallon sip bucket that stays wet all the time with a bunch of probiotic soil in it. Good looking out. Get rid of that eggshell. Keep moving on. That's an ultimate grow fail. What's this guy got to say? Is this lead septura? I don't know what kind of heavy metal band that is, but you got some fucking Duffel Shua. That shit is in the fucking ground in like some bootleg upstate Maine, hella looking Ruralialis next to the train track. Like, come on, motherfucker. If you're going to grow something and take the time to put a question on a group on Facebook, Probiotic Failure Alliance, then at least take the time to grow, put the fucking plant in a pot or some shit. Like, you got this thing just straight up Gopherville, man. You're lucky and I didn't notice this till now, but what I thought was a weed up in the upper left-hand corner of the picture is an actual plant, too. This dude, these are CBD strains, for sure. Yeah, this fucking dude's all hemped out. Hey, those cover crops, those are just weeds. Can it still be harvested, or is it burnt toast? Yeah, harvest it, dude. You harvest it, and you're going to get your 3.5 grams of Schwagola. Sounds bomb. That's an ultimate grow fail. Once again, from the Probiotic Failure Alliance. So, that pretty much wraps up tonight's show, everyone. Big shout out to Mother Earth and Hawthorne Gardening for coming through. Ryan Zadow, what's up now? The jiggity Jerome. Once the pizza came, he was gone. And our man Art outside, the most tired dude ever. You know all those hugs and kisses you give me, Art? I'm me too. Hashtag me too, dog. All right. Check out on Mondays, we have the Plug Gaming Show. Like I said, it should be called Weeds, Games, and Hoes. That's right. But they have shitty weed and no hose. Damn so it's just the Plug Gaming. And on Wednesdays now, it's Cannabis Wednesdays. We got the Hydroponic Chef with farm-to-table cannabis, 5 p.m. every Wednesday. Heavy T's Grow Show at 6 until about this time every Wednesday. We're going to be back next week. We're going to have more fun, more guests, more grow knowledge, bigger grow prizes. So other than that, we out.